cop. I'm good cop.
There we go.
We're both ass kicker.
Okay,
cops.
well, we have sound now. Can you hear us?
Oh,
Tell me, can you hear me?
you missed all of our really good jokes.
Yes, we had a whole slew of one-liners and dad jokes that were happening. Like it was amazing. So yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. They're excited. I don't know what that was, but here we are. Oh my goodness. All right, so everybody good? Everybody got their stuff and whatnot? Any chance for alibis? So okay, so you guys got all your final purchases done?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I bought those couple potions, and that was the only thing I actually spent any money on. The rest was like insignificant, like a longbow.
So, that is just one other Kurt rule or whatever, right? It does not take a full action to drink a potion. It is a half. It is a half action or a bonus action, whichever you want to call it.
You got it. Unless we're feeding it to somebody else, right?
Yes. Oh, and by the way, so all of my potions come in sugar glass jars and vials.
Smash.
So you literally just have to smash it on them or chuck it at their dying body for it to be able to take effect. You just have to roll to throw it at them.
Throw it on them?
Which,
don't miss. Don't miss.
Don't miss. Yeah, don't miss. But
100. No. Somebody's life seeps into the ground.
I'm just saying there's an orc berserker, and so just throw it. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yes, very much. Critical miss, you heal a monster. Yes, we'll go with that one. You hit a monster and you heal a monster.
How does the glass taste?
Kind of sweet, but pointy.
Fair.
Oh my goodness.
I'm getting the screen pulled up. It crashed on a second ago.
Uh-oh. Well, let's not have that happen.
I swore I filled out the background on this thing.
Oh, it's all good. We're good for improv and on the fly or whatnot.
That's what I'm going to be doing.
Heck yeah.
So is the
All right, here we go.
is the giveaway item like secret?
Saying my inner.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it is until we do it. Then it's not a secret.
Buckle up, everybody! You'll want to tune in for this thing.
Yeah, you're gonna want to 100%.
It's real good.
This is a truly old module. One might say it's been written on stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, from way ye olden days. It's an amazing thing.
Amanda, ask Blue Box. Ask John what it is. Tell him to send it to you. He'll tell you what it is so you can put it in your record.
I'm Blue Box today. There is no John. The cake is a lie. Yeah, I don't know. I just saw him reach down into one of these magnificent shelves and pull something out. So I don't know where don't make me come in. No. There can be only one. Okay, somebody cue up Queen. All right.
Oh man,
there can be only one.
Does anybody else follow like 5e stuff, like what's going on with WotC and the 5e and 5.5 and stuff? So it's too close. It's too close to April Fools. But I saw this thing where they're like, they're not really going to do 6e because they screwed it all up, and they're just going to actually do like 5.5. Is that real?
You know what? There was a summit and things like that were said, but I you know what? I'll believe it when I see it. That's exactly what I'll say. I will believe it when I see it.
It was like I wanna go with this, but You know, I also read an article that said The Rock was now in charge of the DCEU, and I believe that until the end.
I mean, that's fair.
I'm not a very reliable
Yeah.
reader for now.
I just believe everything I read on the internet.
Well, I maybe just wanted so badly for The Rock to be in charge of it, and I just couldn't help.
That could have been bad. That could have been.
Maybe I so badly want there to just be 5.5.
Well, didn't he say he was going to run for
complicated.
office this year
Something.
or this next year?
All right, friends.
Are you really messing with me now?
We've always said it's not 6E.
Yeah, right. If y'all are ready, we will pop over here in just a second. And going over in 1, 2, and 3. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blue Box RPG on the first of our next 4, 2, after this one, 3, 4, I can count. Tuesday one-shots. I am Kurt, your hostess with the mostest. I will be the DM for this evening on our first one-shot where we are going into the Tomb of the Lost. I want to take a couple minutes here, and we're going to go around the horn and have everybody introduce themselves and introduce what characters they are playing this evening. We will go ahead and we will start with... Dart, go ahead.
Okay, hey everybody. I'm Biggie Paul. You guys know me in chat as BP Gaming RPG. I'm playing Dartmal Longfoot, aka Dart, the halfling rogue. He's very mischievous. Does not have a problem getting into a tussle with people, and check your pockets from time to time because stuff might end up coming up missing. This short little guy, he's got a cloak on, he's got dark studded leather armor on.
Outstanding.
So, all right.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Jake. You may know him as Old School, but Jake, tell us who you're playing tonight.
I'm playing Elias Billet. He is a large man with a big square jaw and his big square head, bulked out in his padded and mail and leather and splinted armor. Looks like he could be any man-at-arms found around the Philenaeus, but look closer and you'll see his clerical symbol of Saint Cuthbert hanging around his neck, and his mighty mace, his well-worn beaten club hanging by his side.
Outstanding. I'm glad somebody brought a cleric. I mean, just no reason, no foreshadowing. Just I'm glad somebody brought one, that's all. Next up, we have Twilight. Who are you playing tonight?
All right. I'm playing Kurag Red Tusk. He is an orc barbarian, and he has sailed from the lands of the barbarian tribes of the orcs to the quote-unquote civilized lands in search of work and coin, and has made his mark as an adventurer.
Outstanding. All right. Next up, Helmdar. Who are you playing? Who are you playing this evening?
It's Heimdallr, and I'm playing no worries. I'm playing Rascallion Embrium. He is a Shatter Kai from the Shadowfell. He is an acolyte of the Raven Queen, or whichever dark female deity of death that inhabits the world of Greyhawk. He is decked out in extremely iridescent black armor, and he has the snake bite metal studs in his lower jaw that pow pow pow, and they hang down and clack and dangle as he moves and speaks. He is bald but has intricate tattoos in all different colors. He's a lover of life and a rogue at heart, seeking to do his his mistress's bidding, but subsidizing that with manhunting and adventuring.
Fair enough. Subsidizing our manhunting with adventuring.
Oh yeah.
I'm here for it. And last but certainly not least, we have, well, I mean, you all know John.
Hey. I'm John with VTT Journey, and today I'm going to be playing Rydell Quimora, who comes from a long line of elven knights who have served the kingdom of Selene for generations. He's very proper. He grew up, and very quickly they noticed his incredible martial prowess, and he very quickly started his way to knighthood. Secretly, he started studying magic, which his family didn't really approve of. But as he grew more powerful in that, his goal, and he is determined to be just like the legendary wizard Tensor. That's kind of his goal. As he grew up, he did end up becoming a knight, and was quickly disenchanted with it. Just it wasn't his thing to do knightly things and stand in rows and such. And so he's opted to basically also be a bounty hunter. And to travel the world and to find monsters of legend and bring them to justice or terminate them, one or the other. He's very proper, very upright. He respects the law to a fault. He tends to use words that are too big. He is also fey-touched to a point, which is probably why he and Rascallion get along, I wouldn't say so well, but at all. And the two of them basically travel as a bounty hunting pair across Greyhawk.
All right, outstanding. Well, for those of you who are joining us, thank you everybody who's coming in. Thank you everybody who's joining us as we about to kick off this one shot. We have a great group of guys, and we're about to very much dive into this one shot. But before then, we do have a giveaway that we will be doing after the break. Yes, after the break. And I'm notoriously bad about missing breaks. So if someone would, at roughly the 1:30/1:45 mark, let me know so that way we can take a break, because I won't notice how long we've spent doing anything along those lines. So, okay, cool. All right. Thank you, Amanda, for making sure that you yell at me. But again, yes, I am super excited for this. I'm super excited for this great opportunity. But enough about that. I have control. This is so weird. I'm not gonna lie. This is so weird. Like I know the man himself is he's up there, right? But right? Like it's cool.
Cuthbert?
The birth of tyranny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Beautiful sight.
Unlimited power. Yes. Yes.
And you die.
The fool. All right. So, our story begins in a small town known as Gladestone. Gladestone sits in a kind of centralized forest area that sits along two major trade routes. While this particular town does not have a sizable guard of any particular of note, it does have minor protection from the citizenry, though they generally don't have to worry about things happening within their city for the most part, because, I mean, why would they? This is a up-and-coming, growing town. However, a dark shadow has fallen over this small town of Gravestone and Gladestone. I can remember my names. Yeah, I'll get there, right? And that is where our heroes come in. They have answered a summons that was sent out at all 4 points, all promising riches in exchange for clearing their town of whatever evil it is that has set upon them. Oddly enough, this summons went out from the graveyard groundskeeper. As the town wanted to keep things quiet and in-house, the groundskeeper knew that this was very much something that was, well, beyond what they could handle, and he sought outside help. The adventurers have arrived, and they have been agreed and contracted to clear out whatever this was that is lurking within their town night after night after night. They find themselves traveling along the north road towards the graveyard. The groundskeeper, Viteus, is an elderly-looking man, tall but slight of frame, wearing simple breeches, a dark cloak, and carries a lantern that can be seen, and his trusty gravedigger's shovel, which he uses sort of almost as a makeshift cane as he walks. It's kind of odd that such an elderly chap would also be the town's graveyard keeper, but he still continues to lead them on as they go. The night is dark, and you have a half moon of cloud with a mild cloud cover. And he looks to you all and he says, I am so very grateful that you are all able to come and help rid this town of this, well, curse. We were a town of a hero once, didn't you know? It's a truly epic tale. She was one of the greatest of the old gods' paladins. She fought off so many evils, and now she has, for some reason, returned to haunt us, and I cannot for the life of me understand why. But I'm so thankful that you're here.
Can you tell us of this old hero?
That she was a knight of the old gods. She believed in one they used to refer to as Cade, or the god of justice, ironically enough. And she defended our town from what the history and the bard's tales tell us of some sort of demon incursion of some kind, and she led a small band of soldiers to fight off these demons, and they won the day as it was. Oh, my back! But they fought them off, and however, most of her company was lost in the fight, but she remained and she lived on, and her histories are recorded in the deeper part of her tomb. The memory goes with age. I'm sure you can understand, but she was truly heroic.
You say that she has come back to haunt this town.
Yes.
How?
Well, we have seen her spirit exiting from the tomb from time to time, and we have seen her spirit walking amongst the streets of the town, followed by skeletal beings that will, unfortunately snatch up the citizenry and haul them back towards the graveyard into the crypt, and we now generally don't see them again. Or if we do, they're, not the same. This very much is unnatural. They're continuing to live, and, while we do cherish the fact that we are able to see some loved ones again, in this case, I'm afraid, perhaps dead is better.
Dead is better indeed. This man is kept by my goddess. He knows, and we should do what he says.
The very recent dead can come back, but no, not those that have become corrupted and turned to evil. They should stay in repose. What is this hero's name?
She is Lady Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
She was knighted and then found to be a paladin of Cade at one point. So
something has brought her back, willing or unwilling.
Yes. We're not quite sure what, but I'm glad you adventurers answered the call and were able, because I believe it seems you have a person of faith and a person with a mighty fine weapon, as he looks up and down over the orc like, I'm not sure he's gonna fit, but we'll try. And like he like has a degree of kind of happiness about him. seeing this very stoic group of individuals who are answering his town's plea, and as such, he's just as ecstatic as he can be, so to speak. He moves. He moves a little bit slower or whatnot, right? And he continues on. I can tell you all that I know if you have any additional questions, but here's the side path. We must go down this way to get to the gates to the cemetery.
I'll follow him as he turns down the.
Lead on.
So,
All right. So he leads you down this kind of almost goat trail-esque type thing into the woods. These are long, tall, lush trees give way to slightly dying trees, which gives way to dead trees, which gives way to almost rotten trees. And then you are at the gates of this cemetery. There's a large...
Greyhawk is going.
What's that?
Greyhawk is going to step up to this gate and put a hand on the metal and kind of test its strength.
So it is basically, it's a wrought iron gate. You see a wrought iron gate that has a large lock on the front of it that has several key points on it. And then the entirety of the cemetery, right, is surrounded by about 6 to 7 foot high wrought iron bars. A giant wrought iron fence surrounds this area. When you look around it, you can see at some points where rust has been corroded or what have you, and the bars were kind of bent out and inward to make a hole for people that could allow a person or two to individually move in and out. But for whatever reason, whether it be out of habit or just, a false sense of security, the groundskeeper, Viteus, has always dutifully at night locks the cemetery gates.
I'll make my way over to where that hole's at to go through the gate.
He just kind of he's holding his lantern with his teeth almost, and he's fumbling with keys as he sees you just kind of go through the hole, and he's just
Sir, and I'll take the lantern out of his mouth and hold it so that he doesn't have to
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't mind Dart.
This is a perfectly good door, but okay. He fumbles with some keys, and you hear him start to crank one of the keys, right? And you hear a series of tumbles as it clicks open as it locks. He puts in another key for the third. Series tumbles, right? And then it unlocks. And he puts the last one in, and he goes,
Jeez.
"You're sure you're committed to this, yes?"
I am.
Well,
Trying to help.
Have no fear,
that's
Deathkeeper.
fair.
We will see to your issue.
Well, all right.
Have you seen the lady and these skeletons pass through? Do they climb through the hole? Do they float through like ghosts?
I couldn't answer that question, as when the sun goes down, I lock it and I leave. I mean, no offense. I may be a groundskeeper for the cemetery, but who wants to stay here at night? It's spooky.
Is there anyone in town who has seen and survived? What has happened?
Well, there was old lady MacGuffin. Her husband was taken away. She saw him through a window. He was stumbling home drunk from the rusted anchor, and the ghost walked by, and the skeletons came by and scooped him up under his arms, and he kind of, well, according to her, but she was a little hysterical at the time, scooped him up under his arms and drug him off, and he fought him as hard as he could, but guess they overpowered them. How a couple of skeletons with no meat on their bones overcame a full-grown man, I don't know, but it happens. As he
What do you think?
slow,
Odds on real ghost or just drunk husband didn't want to go home?
Oh no!
If something has called us all the way here, I'm sure there is substance.
I can rest assure you that he very much wanted to go home because, well, he did go home 2 nights later. Well, what was left of him went home 2 nights later. But I mean, it was pretty gruesome. I mean, she saved on the coffin because half price. You know what I mean? Like so.
But was he dismembered in a wagon? Was he a skeleton? How was he returned?
Well, he kind of looked like a zombie almost. But oddly enough,
Okay.
he was carrying a rusted sword, and he was no swordsman. So I'm not quite sure what that was about myself. And as he turns the key for the final lock, right? The lock releases, and it kind of lets off like a small poof, like a small just puff, right? Of this kind of turquoise-looking dust that comes off of the lock, and he like opens the gate.
This a magic lock or just a very old rusty lock?
Oh no, this is well, okay, so this lock specifically, it's tied to these keys. Only these keys can open the lock. And so I put this on here 2 nights ago in hopes that it would kind of keep them inside. But as you can see, they found a way around. I paid a lot for this lock. It was very expensive.
But very dusty.
Oh,
Hey guys, are you guys coming in here? Or
no,
what?
it's a ward.
Pull out the mace, lift it up. It's glowing like a torch.
Rascallion reaches out his arm straight, and grasps something invisible, and draws out a long, jagged longsword, throws it over his shoulder, and proceeds through the gate.
All right.
Rydell will he's wearing it's like tight-fitting traveling leathers, so it kind of looks like leather armor, but it's not actual armor. And he has like a thick kind of blue cloak wrapped around him, and he's gonna kind of grab it at the edges and like push the cloak to the middle of his back. And you see he has like a short sword, long sword, bow, and like really wicked looking like runes along the back of his bracers. And he's going to turn to Viteas and he's going to say, "Lock it behind us." And he walks into the graveyard.
You bet your sweet bippy I will. As you guys get in, he he pulls it shut, right? And he goes and he locks it. He goes, just holler if you need me. Because I'm gonna wait up by the road if that's okay, versus like right here. Just because I may need a head start in case y'all don't make it. Not trying to be fatalist or anything. I just look at me.
Sounds like one way or the other we'll be back.
I don't know if I should be optimistic about such things, but I appreciate the humor. And he locks it, right? As he locks it, and on this side of the gate, you all notice something. That when he does lock it, you see this turquoise light kind of shoot up from the lock on this side, and it frames the door for just the briefest of seconds, right? And everything inside the graveyard becomes very still. As you look around, you notice that like all the grass is dying, right? Flowers are wilted over, leaves are dried up into simple crisps, and several areas have disturbed dirt, right? And not from a fresh dug grave. There are several paths that wind through the graveyard, and you can see at the far back, right, this mausoleum that juts out above all of these headstones. It is a towering effigy with a giant statue that is broken in certain areas of what appears to be a headless figure that is also missing a leg and an arm, but it is very stoutly holding out a sword.
What's the temperature like here?
It is chilly.
Go up to the statue of the mausoleum and look for any like plaque or anything that would like describe what it is.
As you approach, right? As you approach the mausoleum, the air is to answer your question, Dart. It is chilly. It is, but you're not 100% sure whether or not it's the actual temperature or if your mind's playing a little bit of tricks on you, because you know that dead things are generally cold. But you make your way through the graveyard and you come up and you see a plaque, right? Well, not so much of a plaque as a name stone on the outside of this entrance. Several dead vines cover the plaque, but on the inside it says, when you move them away, it says, "Final resting place of Lady Jocelyn. Savor of Gladestone, defender of the righteous, slayer of demons."
Rydell, she sounds like you. A relative, perhaps.
Perhaps. Elias, is there a proper ritual that must be followed before walking on ground such as this or entering a tomb such as this?
Cuthbert tells us that the wise man does not intrude on other tombs like this, but the wise fool knows just to tread carefully and respectfully and don't steal from the dead. By chance, is this woman's head or arm from the statue laying in the ground nearby?
It is. And you find the head near you. Or, correction, just off to the side of the building. And it is defaced. As if something has slashed at its face.
Oh, wow.
Appears our denizens are rather rude. This place feels like home to me. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Yes, let's
Perhaps the statue needs to be repaired to help the dead rest, but
enter.
beyond us in this night's work to fix this. So,
All right. Karag, are you pushing in? Okay. All right. As you push into the crypt, you're met with a solid cold breeze. As all the sconces are no longer lit. There is cobblestone beneath you, and the faint light that the moonlight from outside that filters in begins to illuminate this first initial entry chamber. You see sconces line the wall, and then you see an additional door behind it. In this area, you see several places of offering, places of reverence for Lady Jocelyn that have been gifts that have been left over time. It gives the impression that some believed that perhaps she was watching over the village at one point in time, or that, you know, that because of the great deeds that she had done so long ago, that certain offerings or certain gifts were regularly left at her tomb. You see items of gold, items of silver, items of bronze, some statues, some dead flowers. You see some coin. Simple things that you know and have come to see in many places that folks will leave at the grave sites for fallen heroes, lost loved ones, dead family members, things like that. How do you wish to proceed?
Forgive us, Cade. I walk with Cuthbert, allies to all the good and lawful gods. I would like to pull out a coin and leave it as we pass.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Twilight, what are you saying?
I said I'm also leaving a coin, a gold coin.
Okay. All right.
I put I also put a gold coin in. And then I kind of look back at Rask, and then I put a second one in.
Okay.
Just in case he doesn't, I don't want to risk.
I give you a faux hurt look.
I
would disrespect the dead.
I mean, we're not saying you would, right? But we're also not saying you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, let's just be honest here. All right. Okay. So you are met with another set of double doors, right? That would lead into the next. That lead on. How do you wish to proceed?
So
I'm gonna check the door.
who all's gone down to that?
So
Everybody's worked their way down. Okay, so as they work their way down, I'll go up last. And as I go up last, where do they put those coins? I kind of look at the group, look at the coins, look at the group, and into the pocket they go, and head down the stairs.
Can I make a listening perception check?
okay, so hang on. All right, so we're gonna have our first roll. We're gonna have our first roll of the night. Dart, I need you to give me a sleight of hand check, please.
Do it.
Okay, that's 18 on the die, and it's a +8.
All right, so we're at a 26. All right, so you've got to beat a DC of 26 for a. We'll go with perception.
Yeah, I can't beat a BC of 26.
Okay.
Never heard it.
Never heard it. Never heard it. All right.
I can't even roll for that.
Okay. All right. So. All right. So. As
In fact, I was looking and didn't
I know.
see it.
Yes, you didn't see it. You were actively looking at this, and you did not
guys
see
didn't
it.
trust me, but I really didn't trust him.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Like, would the halfling rogue just have things fall into his pocket? I mean, this is Greyhawk, not Dragonlance. He's not a Kender. I mean, you don't have to worry about these things, right? Or do we? All right.
We don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know.
Jocelyn took them.
Perfect.
Fair. I'll buy it. All right. So, who is leading into the next room?
I think either Karag or Elias should be leading. Karag has dark vision and is very strong. Elias is a cleric, so we're facing undead. It seems like the logical option.
Okay, so question. Is anybody lighting a torch?
I don't.
Nope.
Well, we want to
Using my mace as a torch, as a light.
You're just using your light. Okay, cool. All right, so utilizing it, right?
Elias,
Well, it's his mace is kind of like works almost like a light spell at the end of it, right? So it's letting off a large amount of light for what it is. But you press on down the hallway, and you hear and smell moisture. You hear a drip, 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 and you feel a degree of moisture coming over your body.
what does it smell like?
It smells
mold or rot.
The ceiling.
It smells like stagnant water.
Okay.
I continue forward.
Any
Close behind.
any gaseous methane sort of swamp smell?
Not really. It's you get the idea that water has ran down in here, right? And it has pooled in an area, kind of deal, right? As you begin to move on and through, you come to a small turn. It's as if the building is leading you lazily down to the left, right? And you come to a set of doors. These doors are iron with a wood bar that is across the front of them. However, that wood bar is cracked, like it's been splintered open, and they just left it, and then they shut the doors again.
Does anybody perhaps have the magical means of restoring this board? For in case of a speedy exit. Nobody the men spell?
You know I don't have that magic. Why do you keep bringing it up?
Let's see.
Because it would be incredibly...
In the last town. Oh, I'm sorry we broke your table. Why don't you mend it, Rydell? Oh, I don't have that magic.
I mean,
I cannot.
Fair enough. As you guys are having this conversation, it begins to echo through the halls, right? And you begin to hear a small degree of chittering on the other side of the door. And you hear almost as if it sounds like metal scraping across the floor.
Oh, Rydell takes a step away from the door
I take a step forward.
and
All right.
draws a short sword, backs up.
Something may be about to break out. Are there any wet footprints leading out of here?
You can make an investigation check if you like.
That is a good idea.
Oh, that's a die roll.
Turog,
Yeah, you definitely
you might
don't want me to
prepare
make-
your violent emotional outburst fighting style.
Well, that's a 4 total. I'm not the...
You know, it looks like rocks on the underneath your feet. You know, pretty, stone. Yeah, that's what you get.
So it's two doors that open up, right?
Right. It is two doors that, so you guys on the side that you're facing, right? So if I am you, right, the doors would open up to me like this, right?
Excellent. I would like to step up on the inside of one of them, brace my foot, wedge it in tight,
Okay.
and hold up the sword in case the other one opens and I could take the head off of whatever comes out.
Okay. All right. So
Right behind.
Nice.
you kind of broke up there for a second. What is Kurog doing?
Getting right behind Rascallion, axe at the ready.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And I'll pull my
Shield
crossbow out.
hefting.
So you guys, you all move up into position,
Ready up.
and you hear this.
Mage armor.
You hear this scraping, and it comes to the door. But you notice as you guys hold your breath for that briefest moment, it stops, and then it starts to scrape, but it's getting distant, like it's moving away.
I look around at everyone
Can I
and then reach for the other door to very carefully open it up.
Okay. All right. So are you trying to open it as quietly as possible, or are you just swinging it open?
As quietly as possible. I want to get eyes on whatever it is. If
Okay.
it's not gonna
Touch
burst
his
out and
arm
attack
for
us-
guidance.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
D4.
All right. So with that, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Stealth check. I'm good at that
Add
one.
the D4.
I say that.
I mean,
And then a D4.
D4.
Let's hope I get a high roll on that D4. And I got a 2 for a total of 12.
12. Okay. All right. So, you go and you open the door just the most fraction of it, right? And the moment you hear the as the rust on the bolts, right? You see you stop moving it, right? But it's enough for you to see into just a sliver of the room. And you see this armored skeleton figure standing there, right? And it reacts momentarily to the sound, but when the sound doesn't continue, it continues to walk in the direction that it was walking in.
I turn to Rydell and I indicate with my free hand that it's a skeleton and that there's an enemy right there. I only see one though, right?
Yeah, you've only seen the one because you've essentially got the door open about that much, right? Before it started to make noise.
Okay.
What's sign language for skeleton? I'm curious. What exactly does Rask?
Yeah, I mean,
Show me the one-handed sign for it's
one enemy. Then one enemy.
You're like
One.
yeah.
yeah. There you go. One. Yeah.
One of it. Gotcha. I'm on it.
Yeah, that's what we got. One. That's teeth. It's just teeth. That's all. Yeah. All right, guys. So it begins to, like, as you're watching it, right? It begins to kind of move away and starts to move out of your field of vision that you can see in there. How do you wish to proceed?
I'm gonna cast. I'm going to. You guys see me. Beyond me, right in front of the door. Mm-hmm. A tear in reality rips me out of the room, and I appear in front of the skeleton and cut it.
Okay, cool. All right, you are going to get this initial attack off before initiative actually will start. However, I need everybody to go ahead and roll me initiative, please.
I can do that. Let me know when you are ready for...
11 for Elias.
A total of 4.
All right.
So is that a D20 roll then?
That is a D20 plus your initiative modifier.
Rydell got a 24.
All right. So going around the group, right? Starting with Dart. Dart, what did you get?
A 17.
17. Okay. Next, Elias, what did you get?
11.
Elias with an 11. All right. Kurog, what did you get?
Got 4.
4. All righty. Okay. All right. Rydell.
Wait, what?
What did you get for initiative?
24. Sorry, Mystical Unicorn Painting sent me something very interesting. They looked it up.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
2 fingers, curl them slightly, then cross your arms at the wrist. Knock them together twice. Like this?
Nice.
The backs of your hands facing who you are talking to.
Yeah.
It's this.
I think it.
Right on.
Yeah,
Now I know.
Got it. All right. And Rascallion.
7. Good thing I went first.
insult.
I mean, outstanding numbers. All right. So when it comes to it, we're gonna have Rydell first. All right. Then it will be Skelly, if he lives. All right. Then we will have Dart. All right. Then we will have Elias. All right. Then we'll have another Skelly. All right. And then we will have Rascallion. Kurog. And our last remaining Skelly.
Oh, there were more than one. Oh no.
Oh no! All right, so as you pop in and this tear into the void, this silent scream of reality, and pop through and then pop out on the other end. Go ahead and make your attack, please.
Fantastic. Now this is with my long sword. Hex weapon.
Wonder Red, thank you so much for all those gifted subs. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. 24.
Yes, that is going to very much connect with this skeleton before it truly has a chance to react to your attack. Roll damage for me, please.
All right, will do. That is a 1d10 plus 4. If I can find my d10.
While he's looking for his D10, Wonder Red, thank you again for all those wonderful gifted subs. If you happen to get a gifted sub and you're on chat, be sure to give Wonder Red a giant thank you for that. Enjoy your emotes, friends.
10 total damage.
10 total damage on Skelly 1. All right. Okay, so Skelly 1 has taken damage. In this instant of you swinging this sword down on this particular skeleton, you notice that its eyes, right, for its helmeted area, right, are full. They're full of cloth or fabric or something along those lines, right? In this case, in one eye, and on the other eye, it looks as though there's a coin that's been shoved into the socket.
Okay.
All right. So with initiative, starting at the top, Rydell, you are first in the chute. Up next will be a Skelly.
So Rydell is very quickly going to move into position next to Rascallion,
Okay.
but in more of a defensive position. So Rydell is like a war mage tactician.
Okay.
And so he's going to move in behind the skeleton, not attacking. He's going to try to leave room for Kurog to come in. And Rydell's really going to take stock. What kind of armor is this skeleton wearing? Is it like ceremonial armor? Is it tattered? Is it...
Allow me to paint a picture for you.
Please.
You enter this room, right? Rascallion and Rydell, since you are both in there and you get that brief moment of second or two to kind of take in your surroundings, right? You see a cast iron box, pristine, with several locks on this box, sitting in what amounts to a beam of moonlight. Where this moonlight is coming from exactly, you're not sure, because you're fairly certain you're underground. You just know that there is an opening in the ceiling which is bringing it down. Surrounding around it is a small, about inch or two of water that is there, filling the entirety of the room. So every time you move, you hear splashes as you're moving around. You also notice that there are not just this one, but there are two other skeletons in the room. They are both armored in what you can guess is maybe splint mail, perhaps, right? It doesn't look ceremonial, but it does look like it's been used. And from what you can tell in that briefest of instant, that this is not makeshift. This was theirs. So you move into a defensive position. Is that the extent of what you are going to do?
Yeah, I wanted to just get a good look at the opponents, get a good look at the room, and then I'm going to call back to the doorway and say, there are three skeletal ancient knights of some kind.
So did you open up that door when you walked in there then? Because it wasn't all the way open.
Yeah,
it was
I opened it. Like, okay. I went ahead and went on in. Like, once I see Rascallion disappear, I know I got to get in there quick or he's going to get himself killed. So I've opened the door, moved in, and then I'm just going to do that and take up defensive position there.
Okay, cool. All right, so you take up a defensive position.
I got to dodge. I'll use my action to dodge technically or something.
All right, cool. Sounds good. So you take up a defensive position, standing advantageously to Rascallion on this one particular Skelly. The Skelly of which Rascallion had initially engaged with is now going to go, and he's going to take a swing at Rascallion, who is directly in front of him. Ooh. All right, that is a That is a 19 to hit.
Oh, hits me. Barely.
Barely hits you.
Nice.
As its rusty short sword with the tip missing swings on you and strikes you.
Okay. I have resistance to all damage.
Okay. Of course he has
For this turn. For this turn.
For this turn?
Period.
Just period. Okay. All right. You are going to take, let's see, your resistance to all. So you're going to still take 4 points of slashing damage as this rusty sword swings down upon you. I need you to make a con save, please.
Will do. Constitution. Hey, look at that. That's not too bad. 14.
14. Okay, you are fine. You feel as though this whatever is coated along this rusty old blade initially start to kind of try to seep into your bloodstream, but your constitution holds out as you still fend it off and push it off. Next, Dart, you are up.
I make my way down the steps and just inside the door, and I'll take a shot with the bow, with my crossbow.
Okay.
At the skeleton. So when I walk in where Rydell and them are at, the skeleton and the other, so there's two skeletons there. The third one, was that on the right hand side?
So what it is so you have one skeleton off to the left that both Rydell and Rascallion are engaging with, right? On the opposite side of the room is where the other two skeletons are at that are in these milliseconds of time that are currently happening. They are turning to react.
Okay, I will. The one of them that's next, the one that just swung at Raz, I'll take a shot at then.
Okay, you're going to target the one that is currently engaged with two of your compatriots.
Right.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's
don't roll a 1.
16. No, I rolled a 16.
Okay. All right. 16
plus 9.
All right. That will most definitely hit. A 16 on the die alone will hit them. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So D8 plus 6. So 10 points of damage.
All right. You see the skeleton fall as your arrow flies through the air, true and straight. Rydell and Rapscallion, the skeleton that you are fighting, you see its head just detach from its skeletal vertebrae of a neck and fly across the room and stick into the wall as the skeletal body just drops to the floor. Ellis, you are up.
I will stride heavily towards the nearest remaining skeleton, raise my glowing mace, and simply say, Cuthbert be with you. Time for you to return to repose. And attempt to strike it over the head in the way that our Lord and Saint Cuthbert has taught us to deal with all heretics and non-believers.
Fair enough.
Bonk.
That's a 14 total.
Bonk.
We go to brains a little bit.
All right, you hit him.
14 hits him. All right. I'm assuming this creature is, in fact, undead. So
that would be a very safe assumption, sir.
All right. That's a total of 13 points of damage.
All right. In one
9 bludgeoning.
And one fell swoop, with as you feel the might of your deity fill you, you strike down this skeleton, obliterating it with the single swipe of your Mace of Disruption, and it is immediately dropped down. The other remaining skelly that is still there and alive moves to charge you. And it moves up and begins to swing its rusty sword at you, Ellis. That is going to be a 16.
Clangs onto my shield.
All right.
Does not hit me.
All right. So it clangs off of your shield, and you hear that hiss that comes between its teeth that you're all too familiar with as its gold-coined eyes look at you. And after a moment, its gold-coined eyes turn as if its attention is no longer diverted to you, but is looking, and you follow its eyes, and it's staring at Dart.
He did it again, didn't he?
And it lets out another hiss as air is pushed somehow between its teeth. Rascallion, you are up. You are no longer. It's your turn. You are no longer engaged, and Rydell is right there with you. You notice out of the corner of your eye as the skeletal head turns to look at Dart.
Mm-hmm. So, Rascallion steps up behind, engaging, closing the distance. He says, beware the blades, they are poisoned. And he takes a swing at the back of this skeleton, attempting to decapitate it also.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack.
Flanking. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Sounds good to me.
First one is a 9. Second one is a 19.
That will hit.
Nice. All right, and the damage with a two-handed strike. 14.
14. Okay, how do you want to do this? What does it look like as you fell down this remaining skeleton?
I swing and I chop directly below the just above the orbital bone and cut it clean off, leaving both of the coins unscathed inside the eye sockets.
Okay.
I think there's something going on with those coins.
All right, so as you do, the skeleton falls and crumples to the ground, and as it does so, the coins fall out of its eye sockets and onto the ground in front of it.
Rydell looks around to check that the room's clear.
The room is now clear. You are out of initiative at this point.
Coins and cloth stuffed into their eyes.
Coins and cloth. Dart, why was it looking at you?
Well,
Can I get an investigation roll?
because I'm sexy. That's why.
An investigation in what regard are you trying to investigate?
Actually, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know that Rydell saw the skeleton look at Dart.
But I did tell you to take a look at those eyes.
Yeah. So I'm going to investigate the skulls look at the coin, see if there's any markings on the coin, kind of look at the cloth. So Rydell's just going to kind of check them out. I don't know what the rest of the group's going to do, but I'm going to take a few minutes to...
Give me an investigation check.
I would want to unroll one of these cloths and see if anything's written on it or drawn on it.
Okay, sure. You do find that it does have something written on it. You do recognize, given that you're a cleric, that it is something of a religious nature. If you want to kind of try to discern what it is, you need to make either a religion check or a history check.
So I got a 13 on investigation, but I have a very good sense of history.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to. I can assist.
So with that investigation check, you notice something on the coins that do look slightly familiar. Now give me a history check.
Okay. Can I do one with Elias as we discuss? Like, as we talk
No, because he's
together
trying to
about
look
it,
at the
or-
cloth. He's trying to.
Looking at cloth.
Okay.
Yeah, he's looking at the cloth. The cloth is a slightly different thing.
Okay. Just seeing if we could save rolls. I got a 23.
All right, 23.
Yes.
All right, Elias, what did you get on yours?
I have a 14 looking at the cloth.
Okay, cool. All right, so with the 14 looking at the cloth, you recognize that it is religious in nature, but it appears to be something you're not quite sure. The closest thing that you can associate it to is perhaps a funeral shroud of some kind. However, it is of the old gods and not Cthulhu, just older gods that you are unfamiliar with, but it gives the same kind of feeling as a funeral shroud that would have been laid over him. As for Rydell, one thing that you notice about the coins is the coins have the same similar stamps on them that you saw on the coins that were left outside this chamber as offerings and reverence and whatnot to this particular tomb.
While all this is going on, Kurog is going to examine those iron sarcophagi or boxes or what they were.
There is one central cast iron chest almost that is in the center of the room. It's on a slightly raised stone pedestal, right? Not very high, just a little bit above the water table that's in there. That 2 inches of water that's in there. And it has 4 locks on it with 4 bars that are over it that are fixated into the concrete.
Interesting.
Or stone, rather.
Whenever I see something of this nature in a tomb, it is something sealed intentionally. Do any of them look damaged?
No. As a matter of fact, out of everything you've seen so far, this is the most pristine thing that you have seen or encountered. It's as though it has been left untouched and almost gives a feeling of like new, given the surroundings and what you know of how old this tomb is to be.
There is purity here in amongst this corruption.
Have we seen any? I don't believe we've seen signs of corruption since we've been down here, though. The land above, yes, but not in this chamber.
Well, the dead walking is not normal.
But it's not necessarily a sign of corruption. If these were knights that had a reason to come back to continue defending, the coins make me think that there's some sense of offering. Maybe they offered their services even unto death.
Perhaps we have destroyed the guards.
Or perhaps what is ever creating these undead is using the offerings as part of whatever ritual that makes them undead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The chest looks new, though. Like it perhaps was introduced around the time these hauntings started.
I'm thinking
The chest hasn't been down here as long as that old crumbled statue.
Or at least it doesn't appear that.
Is there another exit out of this room?
There is another door leading that basically continues on.
Should we?
Rydell, are these magical?
I can find out whether they're magical and the nature of the magic if we wish to wait 10
I am
minutes or so.
interested.
Do we want to do that? So
let's also get Dardamus over here to see if we can open this chest.
yeah, if
Perhaps.
you want to look at it, Dart, while I perform my ritual, and so Rydell's going to like open a pouch and start pulling out the detect magic ritual cast accoutrement and like start drawing on the ground with chalk and stuff.
Okay. Well, so you may have a little difficulty with drawing on the ground with chalk because keep in mind this entire room has a 2-inch water table.
That's right.
Yes. However, you do, just by being arcane in nature, right? You're not picking up any of the vibes that normal arcane comes. Dart, if you happen to look at these locks, you know that these are not magical locks. They are simply locks in a box made of adamantium. They can be picked like any other lock. They're just hard. You know that they're hard. But they are basically adamantium locks that are holding this shut.
Yeah, I'll walk over and I'll look at it and look at everybody and say, do we want to leave it locked or do we want it open?
I want it open. I whip out also a set of thieves' tools and offer my help.
I think perhaps this doesn't belong here. We should see what's in it.
Even with like the thoughts that this isn't magic, Rydell has already like started the process of this ritual. Mm-hmm. And so he tries really hard to keep it working on the floor. So he's going to start drawing the symbols on the ceiling and stuff.
I think there could be magic inside here that's causing some of the problems.
It's
worth looking.
As you are evaluating this box, and Dart is contemplating what way he's going to approach these locks or what not. 10 minutes do pass and you are able to complete your detect magic ritual, you do realize that the box and the locks itself are not magical. However, something inside is.
I don't remember with detect magic. Do I get to learn anything about it? I sense the presence.
Yep.
Learn.
And I learned the school of magic, if any.
It is
Visible.
Yeah.
A faint aura around any visible creature or object.
Yeah. You know that
So
it is.
there's something in there, but
Yeah, you know that there is something magical in there. However, you also are able to kind of, because you've seen enough cursed items and enough blessed items, right? Okay, to realize that you notice that this item, whatever it is not a malicious magic.
there is magic within this box. I can't see all the way inside, but I do not believe it to be demonic or malicious or corrupted.
Okay, so with this box, is it like 4 keyholes or is it 3 keyholes?
No. So think more like
the
a travel trunk size box.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then on the 4 corners of that box, there's a lock on each one of them. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So you have 2
I'll
options.
start picking one.
You have 2 options. One, all right, you can make 1 roll. Obviously, you are being assisted by Rascallion, right? To make 1 roll for all 4 locks, or you can do them individually, right? With you basically repeated attempts.
All or nothing.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, let's go all or nothing.
Let's
One and
do it.
done.
Okay, cool. All right, so utilizing your thieves tools, all right, I'm going to have you make a sleight of hand because that's the closest skill that we have available to us to crack these locks.
I lean over and say,
You can also use the
What you
weapons-
doing?
or you
Using
can use the
another
item
3?
skill, right?
So
What's that?
You can use his proficiency in thieves tools, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
Come
Yeah.
on.
that's probably higher.
A dex check plus proficiency bonus.
so where do I see the proficiency bonus for that?
Oh, right. With the
Proficiency
thief,
plus
you probably have
3.
expertise, so it's probably double your proficiency.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
double your proficiency bonus. So what
It'll
you're
be
going to
6.
Yeah, so what you're going to do is you're going to roll a d20. You're going to add whatever your dex modifier is, and then you're going to take your proficiency bonus times 2 and then add that to it as well.
Yeah.
The proficiency bonus at level
Okay.
5 plus 3.
So-
You're adding plus
So
3.
yeah, so well, I'm adding 11 to my roll, and I rolled a 17.
Sick.
Okay. All right. So, and in your all or nothing roll, right, with a 17, you do get the locks. However, it takes a bit more time than you're comfortable admitting. And after, it takes you about an hour to crack these locks.
Ooh, that's a long time.
But
You get a short rest.
I mean, technically, you're assisting him, so you would not get a short rest. However, the rest of the group could get a short rest out of this if they were to choose so.
I love this. The warlock missed out on the short rest.
Yes, the warlock missed out on the short rest. Decisions were made. But you crack open all the locks, right? And the bars that were kind of that were laced over the top of it basically spring off and it opens. Inside, you see a chipped and worn longsword.
Ooh. I look at mine. I look at it. I look at mine. I look at it. Hey, Rydell, what's it look like?
Does it look like the one that the statue is holding outside?
The statue outside has, I don't want to say a vague version of a longsword, but it has a generic looking longsword, right? I.e. that the person who crafted that statue didn't go into great detail with how it looked on the statue because it is a large statue on the outside. But it is It is a longsword, right? It is chipped and worn. You can tell that this longsword has very much seen battle. And it has a couple of small black stains along one edge of it.
I can determine the true nature of this item, but again, it will take more time.
I grab a hold and said, "Who wants it?"
Oh no.
Dart, you are immediately thrown into a trance. Your eyes roll back into your head. You're like, all they can see is the whites of your eyes. Your knees knock together and you stand there momentarily, like just slack-jawed, right? Your brain is filled with visions of conquest, of battle against demons, against swearing oaths. You see yourself swearing an oath before a god. Then you see yourself swearing an oath before a cloaked figure. You see yourself leading troops across battles, and then you are brought back to the here and now, and you feel absolutely drained, as if you just ran 5 miles in under 30 seconds, as all of these memories begin to like just bombard your brain for those 30 seconds. You guys see him drop the sword momentarily and kind of regain himself, and he kind of staggers back and forth.
And puke.
And apparently he pukes.
Grog will steady him.
Are you okay, Dart?
Oh, what a rush. Who's next? Oh, you got to try that.
At his
what I seen at that, there were
immediately I reached down and grab it.
But what?
Someone's gonna try it.
Rascallion, you reach down and grab it?
Absolutely. The second he says that.
Okay, I need you to make a dex save.
All right, dexterity save. 18.
18. It begins to heat in your hands, and you instinctively drop it before it begins to burn your hand.
Yeah, that wasn't much of a rush. That sucked.
Well, seems like the sword belongs to Dart now.
Does anybody else try to pick it up?
I guess Rydell would. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Rydell, not being officially sworn in a clerical or pact nature to any one deity or god, manages to pick up the sword and has the same experience that Dart did. The only difference is you're slightly more prepared for it and don't have the draining effect on your body as the same visions flood your brain. The only difference is you're able to kind of hang on to it because it's not as much of a shock to you now that you know that this can happen.
Can I get like a to kind of know more about what's going on, other than this thing has like the ancestral memories of what I think. I mean, he would say that I believe this contains the history and journeys of Jocelyn contained in this blade.
That is very much what you get. Is you get that, like, it's almost as if you get a very quick, almost recounting of all these things. Granted, these memories that you're giving, that fill your brain, they almost feel though the perspective is different, right? You're not seeing this from the sense of Jocelyn's eyes.
Oh.
You are seeing it from the perspective of the sword. And its environment around it. It's as if all of the truth and history of the wielder of this sword was poured into it. Almost as if it was a keepsake, a memory box of who wielded this sword.
I'll relay that to the group. Like this, it wasn't the memories of Jocelyn. It's the memory of this blade.
So
This is the blade of a paladin. Why is
Anything
it not with her?
not buried with her or laid on top of a sarcophagus? Does it have any final memories that you could catch about what happened?
There was a battle with demons, and that was, I believe, one of the final memories. Is that true?
The memories that you have or whatnot, because they're not yours, you're not entirely sure of the order of the memories.
Right. There's
right.
Mm-hmm.
You could
not clear.
You could, as an example, right, spend a period of time perhaps attuning to it to gain some sort of insight and perhaps try and get it to communicate with you in a way that allows you to actually piece together, but it's a matter of whether or not you wish to spend that amount of time.
We have all night, gentlemen.
Well, we got it. I mean, they're still through the doors here too.
We can pull the doors shut and be safe on this side.
Can we?
Perhaps worth learning what this sword can tell.
Before we continue,
Is there any other doors or anything in here?
So
there's another set of doors.
There's another set of doors
Oh.
on the other side.
I kind of want to.
Is it broken out as well?
Huh?
That's what I wanted
They
to know.
broken out as well?
They are indeed broken out. There is, unfortunately, on those other set of doors, right, nothing that will allow you to actually secure them, unless you have a mend spell.
I'm going to walk up and put my sword in it.
You're going to put your sword in the box?
I'm going to put my sword
In the lock on the
door.
Oh, behind you?
Oh, yeah. Well, we need one.
That locks from the outside.
Yeah,
That one. Yeah, that one. No, it's the one on the
one
inside,
in front of us.
so that nothing comes up from below at us.
No. I mean, like, as in, like, it's a jar.
yeah, there's
Oh,
You would need a mend spell to fix the bolt
gotcha.
to keep it to where it would
right.
close.
Okay, the door, not the beam. Gotcha.
Correct. Yes.
Never mind then. I go peek through.
we could go back
It's a jar. I'm going to peek through the gap.
and barricade the barricadable door.
Okay, you're gonna barricade the door behind you.
Go through and barricade. That's a good idea. Do I see anything on the other side of the farther door?
Of the farther door. All right. The exit door. We'll call it the exit door. All right. You guys had the entrance door. You came in. The exit door. You look past the exit door and you see what you've been dungeoneering before and whatnot. But you see a sconce, right? But it has what we refer to as like an oil trough, a thin oil trough, right? That runs out from it and down the wall, down this long hallway, right? There's one on either side. The other thing given your vision, you can see is that the floor just about a meter or so inside the room, right? Meter? What am I saying? A yard. Just inside, right, is set in 1 foot by 1 foot squares. And there's strange markings on the stones.
Strange markings like scratches. Strange markings like
You
runes?
can't tell without getting a bit closer.
Okay,
Oh, attunement's a short rest.
correct.
Oh, I thought attunement was a long rest.
I think we should take Kurog's. I come back and I explain to the group what I saw. I suspect there are traps, and I suspect that there's much more beyond with the trough lighting. I suggest we take Kurog's advice and barricade this door against enemies.
The one behind you, the entrance door?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And,
So the entrance door, right, there's nothing in here really unless you're going to try and use like the skeleton parts to kind of like barricade as much as you can. Right. There is literally nothing in here except for that box, the entrance door, the exit door, the 2 inches of water.
Right. Can we exit the room out the entrance door, and then I'll put my sword, jam my sword in the where the beam would have gone?
Sure.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay, I get you. All
Just
right.
a modicum of security is all.
Okay.
We're...
A little bit.
Well, and we
Okay.
can hear them. If anybody comes, hopefully we'll hear them sloshing through the water.
That is
I mean,
true.
We only need however long a short rest is.
15 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. So let's.
How long
Let's
do you
do
want?
that.
How long do you want to short rest this?
Hour.
An hour.
Says
So
I mean,
an
that
hour,
way we
says the
know.
warlock.
Yeah.
I haven't burned anything yet, so
So Rydell is gonna begin his like elven meditation with the blade in his hands,
Okay, cool.
and
very nice.
doing the thing.
All right. With that, all right, you guys, you put your sword through it and you begin to start the meditation of taking that short rest to attune to this weapon. Right now, you are attuning and attuning and attuning to it. Right, and the memories start to come and flood back and forth through your mind, and you hear a very faint, "Who bears me now?"
I am
I
Rydell
thought so.
Quimora, Night Wizard of Selene.
Night Wizard. Times indeed have changed. Where is Jocelyn? Why do you bear me and not her?
We do not know where Jocelyn is. We found you in her tomb. Local villagers say that Jocelyn is patrolling with other night skeletons of some kind, and we are trying to deduce why she has risen.
Perhaps he came to collect. Very well. Yes, the cloaked one.
I saw visions where she pledged an oath to one and then to another who was cloaked.
She pledged her loyalty and her fealty to the Ascendant One known as Cade, the demigod of justice, and with that struck down many a demon, except for one, who was far too powerful for even his might. But the Cloaked One came, said that he could offer her the power in which she could no longer wield and could no longer summon, to strike down the great demon. And regrettably, she took it. However, I still fought by her side for as long as I could, till I could bear her sadness and to the darkness growing within her no longer, though she paid a heavy price for it. It is said
So she is.
It is said she gave him her heart. And he said one day he would come to collect. And it seems he has.
It's a tragic tale. Will you help us to find her?
I will do what I can. I am now bound to you.
His eyebrows. He's like meditating in his eyebrows, but I am not holy.
No, but you sought me out. And it has been over 500 years since anyone has sought me out. I will help you
Although
find Jocelyn, though I cannot say that if she were to call, I would not answer.
I understand. We appreciate your help. We hope that we can help her rest and to save this city, and so that you can rest again. Or I know several orders of just religious knights where you could find new meaning.
I was forged for Jocelyn, and I wish to remain at her side. Hopefully, time has not completely soiled her soul.
I hope so too.
I will help you in whatever way that I can, though I will tell you this much. I will not allow you to raise me against her.
I agree. And what is your name?
My name is simply Justice.
Complete justice. like simply lemonade.
Then let us be on. And he, Rydell will kind of snap out of it and doesn't have a sheath, so I guess he's just going to hang on to it.
Okay. All right. So for all intensive purposes, this counts as a +2 longsword, of which you are currently attuned to, and it can answer 3 questions at any one time.
Okay.
So
3 questions at any one time. Like what kind? Like
So for the purpose of this particular thing, per encounter is basically what it comes down to, right? If you are met with a problem or trying to understand something that maybe you might need a little bit of help with or whatnot, you can ask it 3 questions. Think of it in the same concept of like Speak with the Dead, only you're limited to 3 questions.
y'all need to help me out with that because I'm terrible at this. Terrible.
Yeah, no problem.
That's why I will tell the group, this is justice. This was the sword of Jocelyn. Jocelyn sought a dark power with which to strike down a final demon in exchange for her soul, and that creature has come for her. Justice, and he motions to the sword. Justice will assist us, but might go to Jocelyn's aid against us. Just to make everybody aware.
All right. Rascallion begins undoing his belt and pulling the sheath for his sword clear of his belt, and I hand it over to Rydell.
Rydell sheathes it and puts it on his side.
Do not put me in fabric of the profane, please.
Oh, I didn't think about that. It's like draws it back out.
Did I hear that?
No, literally the only person that can hear Justice speak at all is who's attuned to it.
So Rydell like slides it halfway in, and it's like the smooth motion of like in, nope.
Oh man, I'd be pissed.
He just hands it back.
But
he wishes to be not sheathed.
Suit yourself. I put it back on.
it is time for the break. Manda had pinned that up.
Oh, did she? Okay. All right. So with that,
Uppity sword.
our uppity sword. All right. With that, he's not uppity. He just is particular. With that, we have reached roughly our halfway point for this evening. We are going to take a quick little break. Grab your snacks, grab your drinks, all those kinds of things. The mics will be left on, as far as I'm tracking. Yeah, so we'll be back in about 5 to 10, friends, and we will continue on with the second half of Tomb of the Lost. We'll be right back, folks.
And I'm gonna hang out if people want to.
Yeah, we got folks that are hanging out. I'm going to be here. Yes, there's a giveaway. We will talk about the giveaway as soon as we come back to where I can show it to you and everything along those lines. I did remember the giveaway, but for real, Bean, thanks for doing the shout out. I don't know what he's eating, but it looks good.
My wife made lasagna.
Lasagna. The man shows up to game with lasagna and not enough for everybody else. Like, wow. Oh, Dad's here. Dad's here.
I'm gonna fix something on this drink.
He's got to fix something.
No, yank your
What's
hand out.
needs to be fixed?
Water. There's food upstairs too. If you're hungry at all.
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good right now.
I don't know what happened.
I'm having
stuck behind something. Not on the setup.
Oh, and John's back. Hello, John.
Hey,
Hello, everybody.
Quiet, John's back.
Just jumping in real quick here. I noticed our alert box was hidden, so it was popping up behind one of the things I have on the other screen. So I'm going to fix that. You guys are doing a great job tonight, though.
How'd you like that flanking? That feel good?
If it were flanking, I would have loved it. No, it's fun. Okay, so here we go. And everybody, we mentioned it earlier in the chat, but be aware that the time on the LMA tomorrow night, we're showing it. That flyer is up. It's an outdated flyer. It's showing at 5:30. The time is actually 5 o'clock Central tomorrow. Joining Ashlyn, and it's going to be a really fun stream. So mark that time difference. 5 o'clock Central. The budget build battle with Ashlyn, and I think that should fix what I needed to fix. Let me change that back so we don't do that.
What's the next? Are you running the next one shot, John?
Yes, I am. The next one shot is just simply right now titled Ossified Grognards. It is the all of my players. It was requisite that they had to play D&D in the 70s or 80s to be part of the cast. I've got a great cast. It's their characters. They're already kind of bouncing ideas around are super fun, and I am personally looking forward to the ever mysterious Tim, who will be playing Sir Didymus, a foppish noble character. He's cosplaying it, and if you know Tim, it's going to be crazy. So, yeah, so it's going to be a fun one shot next week, and then I know Tracy. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you need me for that?
Maybe. I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know.
But obviously then the following Tuesday definitely need you because we're doing our Greyhawk Awakening Book 3 cast, intro and session 0. And then the following week is Josh. And thank you very much, Wayne. We appreciate that.
Oh, wow.
Yes. You are not a weirdo, sir. You are top notch in my book. So yeah, that'll be the Josh thing at the end of the month. So lots of cool stuff coming here, and thank you everyone. Today, Larry, I don't know. I think it might go a little more than 3 hours. I'm not really sure. It looks to me like Kurt is like locked in the saddle and ready to roll for a long time. So we'll see. You guys are all ready to go to midnight tonight, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes. Well-seasoned players next week. That's exactly right. Okay, I'm going to give the mic and comms here back to, thought about putting him for a spot in John's game, but I know, Pat, I'm sorry. It happened super quick. But we're going to do a little bit more of that. I'm getting a lot, pardon me, getting a lot of requests for some additional one-shots. Actually, Kurt had some good ideas running Tomb of the Lizard King as a possible.
We weren't supposed to talk about it.
We were. Well, you didn't tell me that. You got to tell me not to talk about it. Anyway, we'll be doing some more fun stuff. I'm going to give you guys back to the man of the hour here while I get back in the lab before Amanda starts cracking the whip. The preparation happening for GHA Book 3 is unbelievable. In fact, John, you've had a bit of a window into some of that prep, and I want to say thank you again to all the players. You guys are rocking it. Thanks for coming on the channel tonight. Just thank you. John, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the stuff that you have an inside track to, nothing overly specific, but just generally the stuff that you've seen going on for GHA Book 3.
Oh man, it's going to be incredible. I mean, even, I don't know what prep other folks are doing, but I'm in the process of reading through one of the core Dark Sun book series and getting familiar with the maps, and it's just so cool learning about all the culture. And then we're working with some really amazing Tailspire builders for some cities and environments. There's going to be all kinds of custom content, the likes of which, I don't think any stream using Tailspire has done before, short of Dimension 20 and stuff that have $1 million budgets. So it's been amazing. And the character assortment, I think, is going to be pretty interesting. We've got tiny people and super giant people and weird bugs. So
weird bugs.
Yeah.
I like it. Weird bugs, bug people.
Thrycreen are weird.
Thrycreen are weird.
Yep.
Although I will say this much though, to all my Thrycreen players out there, if a player dies and your first response isn't, "Are you going to eat that?" I'm going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to role play this Thrycreen that's just all about okay, we're gonna eat something next. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't really care about culture so much. He's all about what is the next living thing that has blood in it that I can eat.
Right.
That's his primary motivation.
Right. I absolutely.
And why aren't you all worried about that?
Right.
Need that moisture.
I love the Thrycreen so much.
Giants is one of my favorites, and You know, I get like Thri-Kreen have extra arms. That's always a plus in my book. But half giant are so cool.
Yeah.
Half giants. Okay, yeah, half giants are really neat. They are. They really really are.
1,400 pounds.
I mean,
Like,
they like a big boy. I mean, hang on.
yeah.
I saw the Big Show play his half giant character, WotC run one shot, and he basically cosplayed that half giant by showing up because he's like 8 feet or something.
Yes. I have planned for bits. Bits will affect their roles just like they would any other time. However, forgive me if I miss them.
I don't know if anybody is a psionicist in that group. I didn't look. I think I need to go double check. In reading the books, it's prevalent everywhere.
Yes.
Like psionics are absolutely pervasive.
Yes.
And I'm just curious, looking at our
It is so cool. Oh, that's why Dark Sun's one of my favorite settings, because it's that whole like everybody you meet. Are you a psionic? Are you?
Yeah. Are you reading my mind right now?
Are you reading my mind right now? No, I'm not reading your mind right now. Oh my goodness.
Mystical Unicorn Painting says nope. We do not have a psionicist in the group. Is that?
Oh, sounds like something needs to change.
Is that what they're answering?
I
mean, even looking at my class progression, I might have to dip, even just like just to do it.
Just a toe. Just dip a toe in. Just dip a
one of
toe
those.
in.
I've been waiting 20 years to play in the Dark Sun universe, and now that I am, it's like I want to touch every aspect of it. How do I have a character who does everything that's Dark Sun?
I was 12 years old the last time I got to play in Dark Sun, and I have been chasing a Dark Sun game ever since.
Yeah.
I have a +1. Oh, outstanding. How about that?
Who gave the +1 in a one shot?
I mean, I don't know. How much,
throw
you know,
stones,
like
glass houses. I can't.
I guess.
DM +1s are funny when I'm not playing.
You know, okay, so like, I mean, the thing is I'll tell you guys.
Mickey Paz knows what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you guys right now, right? +1s are wasted on me. I got a brain like Swiss cheese. All right, I will not remember that I have them. Players will remember that I have them. They'll remember that they have their +1s, but me, I may or may not actually remember that I have them. That's just the downside.
That's Amanda to remind you to like use that.
Oh, Manda is taking this golden opportunity. So I can just yell at you. That's fine. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can just yell at me. I guess I'll join the crowd. Like I gotta. John, do we get T-shirts for being a a person who gets yelled at by Manda? Is there like a club or a membership card or something like that? If not, there should be.
I'm pretty sure everyone gets yelled at by Manda at some point.
Right?
The whole remembering the +1s thing it's funny, except during the book 2 TPK, where like during the fight I reminded John. I was like, dude, use all your +1s, and so he did.
Victim.
I
used the wrong. Look at this. She's already yelling at me because I said victim. I didn't mean it like that. Okay, I did. But she's like, victim. You should be happy I yell at you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. May I have another? No, I'd be bankrupt.
Are we?
That's
back,
better.
Do we have more time?
What's that?
Do we have more time? I don't know exactly when we're supposed to come back.
Oh, I mean,
here,
as soon as you guys are good, we can come back. That's
Okay, give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds on the clock.
All right.
How we doing tonight, folks? I mean, I know you got a little jump in from John. You know, we doing all right? Everything going okay? Everything good? 29,
Still
28, 27. Yes, keep him honest. Keep him honest.
Never going to happen. It's going to be about 40, 45 seconds.
Right?
Still be impressive.
That's true. That is 100% true. Oh my goodness. Wow. The first time I watched Blue Box, I knew within a few minutes Manda was the one to get in good with. That's right, folks. If you didn't know, Manda's the one who actually runs the show. We all work for her. She is the true power behind the throne, and you just don't cross her, because if you do, bad things will happen.
John's over here like
Smart man. I'm still trying. Oh my goodness. Well, as soon as John gets back to us, we will hop back over for part 2 of tonight. But before we start with all that stuff, I gotta talk about the giveaway. Amanda, what's gonna be the hashtag? Is it just gonna be Blue Box RPG? What's it gonna be? You gotta tell me these things. I don't have a teleprompter. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Cool. We're back. We're coming back. And boom. That's an animation. I love that animation. I cannot get enough of that animation. I just want to point that out there. Welcome back, friends and everything and everyone, whether you be a Thrycreen who's trying to eat their best buddy's leg, right, or you're a high elf lord from the spine of the earth. Welcome back to the second half of Tomb of the Lost. I had my words there for a second. We're going to get back into the second part of this particular adventure with lots of death and mayhem, but, well, maybe not. But first and foremost, I want to thank everybody who's with us this evening, who's sticking it out with us, hanging out with us, watching me be an absolute ball of nonsense with these wonderful individuals as they go through my one shot of doom and gloom and death and everything along those lines. And I use the same words over and over. But before then, we are going to talk about...
Mad Chatters are awesome.
The Mad Chatters are just amazing. I mean, that's the whole reason we're here, right? It's for the Mad Chatters. That's why we're here. But first and foremost, we have one giveaway that we are going to do at the very end of the stream. Somebody remind me at the end of the stream because I may forget. But we are going to be giving away module C4 from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Moses Finds a King. It's actually To Find a King by Bob Blake. It is a adventure for characters level 4 through 7 for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It is an OG TSR book. And the reason I keep saying Moses is, I mean, like, look at that like stick, robe, white hair, looking for a king. I mean, what do we got here, right? But type in hashtag BlueBoxRPG to get yourself entered in for that. And at the end of the stream, we will draw a winner for that. We'll draw a winner for it. But that is our giveaway for this
I
evening.
feel like I'm already. Let me go ahead and
Should we just go ahead and just send it to you like you've already won? Is that how we're doing this? I mean, I'm fine with that. It's not mine. I don't care. I'm not going to win it.
No, I'm saying I already feel like a winner because I get to play in this,
yes. You know what?
shot.
I thank you for that. I 100% do. Thank you for being one of my victims and sitting at the table with me this evening. That's just it's trickle down. It's how it works. Amanda yells at me, and then I yell at players, and it's just kind of how it works. But that being said, we are going to get started with the second half. When we last left off, our heroes had taken on a summons from the groundskeeper, the cemetery groundskeeper, Vitaeus, to basically figure out what's going on inside this this tomb of their long dead town hero, known as Lady Jocelyn. They pushed through, uncovering a few clues here and a few clues there, but they have recovered a very powerful item that was kept within a box. It looked very out of place, and they weren't quite sure all this transpired. And now they have collected themselves after Rydell has attuned to this particular weapon and is able to speak with them. It gave him, as well as Dart, a few glimpses into the history of what had happened to the bearer of this weapon, known as Justice. Rydell at this point can talk to it, though the sword did give it a warning that it will help them to find Jocelyn, though should they attempt to raise him to attack Jocelyn, he will not comply because he feels that his bond to Jocelyn may be too strong and that should she summon him, he may feel compelled to answer. But with that, we pick up where we left off at the entrance door to the box room, where Rydell has just passed on to the rest of the group what he has learned from the sword and how the sword will be able to help them by answering 3 questions per particular encounter should it be asked. And we continue on into the Tomb of the Lost, where you guys are standing outside the room, the sword room, we'll refer to it as. Do you guys remove your sword, Rascallion, and continue to press on? Okay.
Yes.
Oh. Alibis? No? Okay, cool. All right.
Yes.
The group presses on and comes to the second set of doors on the other side of the sword room. Bam. And you notice that the hinge is slightly broken. Is slightly broken off, right? Now, you can open these doors, but it's ajar in just such a way to where you wouldn't be able to lock it shut. Rascallion, I believe, was the one who looked ahead to see what was in the room itself.
And to that point, I suggest Dart and Rydell take a look. It seems the possibility of trap is rather high.
Good.
And I described the room.
With his mace light.
Sorry?
Say what again?
Did Elias go as well since his mace has the light spell on it?
Yep.
Yes, it sounds like a puzzle trap with symbols.
So this area where looks like oil was in, is oil actually still in that or no?
Yes. You look around as you enter this room, right? And it is a long, narrow hallway. It is exactly 10 feet wide. 7 feet wide. It is enough to where one person, right, can go single file at a time down this hallway. And you do notice that both sconces, you jump up and tip your finger in it, right? And you do see that there is still oil in it.
Do we want to try and light this?
The grooves go down the side of the hall.
Think of it like it's
along the top.
Yeah. So think of it like just down from the ceiling, right? Okay. It's essentially like a gutter that is full of oil, right? This would be a common way that they would light hallways over long distances. What
was the movie with Nicolas Cage where he's trying to find all this stuff?
National Treasure.
And they go down into the thing, and he's like, "What's this?" And he lights it, and
it lights up the whole room.
The whole room, along those the little troughs of oil. So it's it's a light source.
Considering we were able to surprise the skeletons, perhaps we don't want to alert whatever's beyond to our presence.
We do need to figure out there were symbols on the floor.
Mm-hmm. You see on the floor what looks to be basically the feather end, because the word's escaping me, of an arrow. You see 7 of them.
Fletching.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and light the oil.
You light the
It
oil.
may be needed.
You light the oil on either side, and they erupt with flame, and it shoots down this long corridor, lighting up the whole room. And you see these arrows moving in paths, intertwining with one another, overlaid with one another, moving along each one of these 1 foot by 1 foot squares along. You happen to notice under one of the sconces is a small degree of writing.
What's the writing in?
In the common.
It is
common.
written in what I like to refer to as Old Common, or what we would refer to as Old English, but it is in Common. It's just Old Common, so it may take you should be able to figure it out or whatnot. What you can decipher from looking at it, right, from all of the doths and do's and thouists, right, that you see, you're able to figure out that it says, on the 7th step along the straight and arrow path, one must leap to the next beginning. Only after walking the righteous path thrice will you stand before the face of Cade, the god of justice.
So 1 to 7 jump, 1 to 7 jump, 1 to 7 jump. There he is. Got it. And I start walking.
What? No. The righteous.
Do you just start walking?
Rask.
I do.
Okay, cool beans. Roll me a percentile die,
that,
please. I need you to roll me a percentile.
Okay, I take that. I think I know what it's talking about. I go.
Path.
That is a 7. Ooh, that is a 37.
37. I need you to make a reflex save. Or correction, my bad. We don't have reflex saves in 5th edition. I need you to make a dex save.
That's a 7 also.
That is a 7. Okay, you take
Dun, dun, dun.
4 points of piercing damage as a barbed pole shoots up from a hidden hole in the pathstone that you stepped on.
I jump back. Not that one. That's not the righteous path.
Does that stone look plain, or does it have the symbols on it?
What you see is the fletch of 4 arrows. As you look out, you see that the arrows, right? They all go up 1 block straight, and then they turn in different directions, and then they turn in other directions, crisscrossing back and forth through one another, some going straight, some turning around, back and forth. Think of it like a series of train tracks that are all laid out over one another, overlapping one another through.
So it said, follow the arrow path.
It said,
and then at the,
I'll read it again. I'll read it again.
Up to the 7th one, and then you jump to where a new path.
It says along this on the 7th step along the straight and arrow path, one must leap to the next beginning. Only after walking the righteous path thrice will you stand before the face of Cade, the god of justice.
You have to do that 3 times.
So follow the straight arrow path. Then jump.
7 steps.
And then by righteous, it might mean follow 3 steps on the right or to the right.
Wrong righteous.
Oh, he gave it to us. Nice.
Wrong righteous.
No.
Sounds like a.
It's not a directional righteous. It's not a play on words.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay.
No, it's
The old walking puzzle,
Someone
but
should
you
have
have to
taken.
jump.
Someone should have taken damage for that. We got it for free.
It's a platformer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what, if any, does it look like there are any 7 squares in a row, or that have continuous?
Yeah.
Make an
arrows
investigation check.
Perfect. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say it to Rydell and have him do that, because I don't.
Okay. Does anybody want to help?
We can help.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Like the assist? The assist.
Yeah.
Like,
You can give an assist to give him advantage on the check.
Perfect. There we go.
Yeah, take that advantage.
okay, so the first one I got a 20.
Okay.
Nice.
And the
For a
second
total
one,
of.
a total 20.
Okay.
And the second one was far worse. So.
Okay, with a 20, you are fairly certain you at least see up 4 steps. You see up 4 stones so far that you would be able to follow in order to, you have no question about it. That goes straight, that goes straight, that goes straight, that goes straight.
I'll start walking the path.
Okay. So you walk the path.
Quick guidance as he steps off in case he needs another D4 for some sort of roll.
I need you to do me a favor and make either an athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer,
gross.
right? To ensure, as you are essentially tightrope walking, for lack of a better term, along these stones.
Oh, this is a bad. And guidance gives me.
It gives you a D4 to a skill check.
Okay, I'm going to do athletics.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a nat 20.
Okay. All right.
So 24 plus a D4.
There you go. You're good. You had a nat 20 on that one. All right. So you managed to, you're following along and you get to the 4th stone, right? However, you come to the 4th stone and you're looking at basically the array of the 5th stones, right? And you're initially not seeing which one, because at this row of stones it looks like everything intersects.
Can I look past the next row? Like, is it the leap? There's like does it look like I can jump to one that makes sense? If
You haven't hit the 7th stone yet. So you're going to need to make an investigation check. However, you are far enough away from your compatriots where you will be required to make this on your own.
Are you describing it to me or to us?
I mean, I would get to that point and be like, I don't see where I'm supposed to go next. There's one that's pointed to the left and to forward and to the right, but I can't make it out.
It goes into all of them? Wouldn't that mean all of them are part of the path?
It looks like a bird, a stork. Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and I'll do the investigation check.
Okay.
Don't fail me now. Oh, 9.
A 9?
Oh. Ow.
All right. You go and you take a step forward. I need you to make a dex save for me.
I don't have the hit points for this. 12.
12. You go to lean forward and step on your foot, and the foot and the tile beneath you begins to give way, and it falls down into a bottomless pit. You manage to catch yourself, right? You manage to catch yourself on the wall.
Am I like spread eagle? Like,
No. You're like you got your arms are out on either side, like holding you as like you're like, oh crap.
I take the same path out. I take the same path out that he did, and I grab him and pull him back carefully.
Okay, all right. You pull him back 1 stone.
How far down the hall is it, and can we see our objective?
You can see the other. You can like from this point, like because it's lit up, right? You can see the far end of the hall.
Is there anything over there like a on-off switch?
No,
Nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
So the arrows on where he stepped at, if you guys are looking at it, can you guys look at it and see maybe which arrow fell away? So maybe you got one to the left, one to the right, one straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have that.
What's left?
So I think Rydell and Rask will then kind of work together. Like we're like huddled super close.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like pointing. Like, what about that one? Like so.
There's 2, right? It's
Basically,
3
try
across?
again.
Or there are like 5.
there's it's 7 tiles across, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a
right.
lot.
And so it's the one that he stepped on fell through when he made his investigation check.
Okay.
Walk forwards 3. Why is it that it said to take 7 straight?
It said to take 7 along the path and then jump.
Yeah, it didn't say straight. It said along the path.
Well, straight.
So you might have to
arrow.
step to the angle.
Yeah.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
To be clear, are there arrow fletchings on the tiles?
So basically, the arrow fletchings dictate the start point, right? And you are essentially walking the shaft of the arrow.
Yep.
Okay.
And so maybe we chose the wrong one.
Like multiple tiles make up the image of the arrow.
Yeah, but we didn't get hurt on these ones.
Rascallion, would you say you're an out-of-the-box thinker?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Give me an investigation check.
Okay,
Opposite of Rydell.
that's not going to work out very well.
You make it lucky.
All right. Nah. 5.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite work for you.
We are excellent.
Doesn't quite work for you.
Okay. Rydell kind of he backs up so that he's not like sharing the same tile anymore with Rascallion, and he kind of looks back. He's like, Dart, come look at this.
How are we all going to be on the same stone?
We
can't.
don't. I misty step to the other side. I'm tired of waiting. And I start looking because like maybe I didn't see the switch.
Okay, there is no switch on the other side.
All right. Well, I look around just to see if we're okay and essentially post up guard. Let them figure it out because
Wait for Dart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I look at this end? Like, does it thin out? Like, is there only one at this point? And I can follow it back.
There is not one at this point.
I'm going to give it a go.
Okay.
The barbarian way.
Okay.
I'm going to follow the path that Rydell has taken up until that fourth tile, and then at the spot where the fifth tile is, I'm going to. Is there still a take 20 option in 5e?
No.
Okay. I'm going to make my investigation check then to try to find that tile.
Okay.
5.
Nope.
I'm going to.
Hey, Rydell, ask
So
the sword.
I'm going to use my great axe and sort of like.
Yes, John, it's 5e. It'll be okay.
Until I find one that seems good.
You're doing what with it?
I'm taking my great axe and I'm using it
Tapping the ground.
to tap at the
He's
top.
trying to see if one's hollow underneath it or not.
Okay. Are you just going to start tapping him?
Like I'm putting pressure. I'm putting force.
Okay. All right. So you're going and you're putting force on them individually, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You put force on this row, right? And the first one pushes through. The second one pushes through. Right? So now you've eliminated 3 of them.
Okay, so there's 4 left.
Right?
But they're further away.
But they're getting further. They're getting further. It's only 7 feet across, right? True. But you are standing on a 1 foot by 1 foot block.
All right, I'm gonna hop to the nearest one to the left.
The nearest one to the left. Okay. All right. So you hop to the nearest one on the left. I need you to make a dex save, please.
All right. I get advantage on dexterity saves for
Traps and stuff.
Anything I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Fair enough.
All right. So First roll's 5, not good. Second roll 6. Oh my god, that was such a low roll.
That's like my rolls.
I need you to make a quick strike save.
All right.
Don't die. Don't die. Remember Kurog?
I made a nat 1. I have a +6 to strength. A nat 1.
Oh
no.
No. I was just gonna say.
So close to a 19 too.
Okay. Well, friends.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are they close enough to grab him?
Casualty.
Anybody?
I mean, close enough and strong
I imagine
enough.
I've been trying to sidle forward to see what they're doing.
I mean, I would say like you have been trying to kind of work your way forward. I would say that if you can pass a dex save of 18, you can grab his arm before he falls to certain death.
Ooh.
Gonna guide myself real quick.
Guidance!
8.
Oh.
8. Okay. Kurog, as the floor gives way, you find yourself falling and falling into oblivion over and over.
Kurog!
Don't quite feel an impact of bottom. You fall and fall and continue to fall.
Oh no, it's worse than I thought.
Where did he
Start
go?
flipping your
It's this.
And then you die of starvation.
Been falling for 20 minutes.
So what I was gonna say is, you guys, you followed the path for 4. Maybe that wasn't the path you needed to follow. Maybe it was over.
Yeah. That would have made a lot more sense.
Well, can we take a moment? No, Kurog!
No, Kurog! No!
Do you see him?
I looked
We
down.
can find him. We can take him back to a temple.
Do we see him?
Technically, he's not dead. He's just
No,
forever
he's
falling.
somewhere.
Falling.
Yeah. I don't see him.
Was it? Well, I wouldn't know. I was like, was it a familiar black void?
We'll have
Yes,
to try.
it was a totally familiar black void. As a matter of fact, you frequent this black void on the regular. It's your Friday night spot.
Favorite terrain.
Yeah,
right?
Favorite terrain, black void. All right, so Ellis, what are you doing?
So there's now a lot that's been proven to be wrong, and there's only a few options left that are right. Okay. Does there appear to be an arrow that passes through one of the remaining squares and contends on that? Some of them have jumped across and not triggered a trap on the other side.
No, I tell
No, he teleported to the
Teleported.
very end.
Very end. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one has jumped across yet.
You,
Any apparent there's only a couple options left, though.
Correct.
What hasn't fallen through. So does there appear to be a continuous through
Make
path?
an investigation check.
I am not
You
a
can
smart
do it.
man.
Save us.
Okay, that is 15.
15,
5e and its intelligence dump stats.
right?
I am a cleric built like a fighter.
Yep.
All right, so you rolled a 15.
15.
You are unsure.
so
So knowing
I'm
the
looking at-
gravity. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm looking at the ground. They're all going up the same path. I'm looking over to the side where I could see where those fell out, and looking at what's left, and looking to see if there's an arrow path going down towards one.
Make an investigation check.
You know, we probably could have hung from the trough and sidled down.
I rolled an 18 plus 3, so 21.
Nice.
As you are looking around, taking in the entirety of the scene, you look down, and your curious nature allows you to look around at all things. And you see that the path that is laid before you continues on the wall.
Yeah.
You have to grab a hold.
Gonna be hot now.
Mm-hmm.
More along the lines that, like, so he's going, right? Okay. You're walking down the path, right? And you see that the path basically takes you on the wall and then continues.
Did it say a leap
I tried to
of faith?
step on the wall.
Do you say what now? Dart, what did you say?
I said I put my foot on the wall where that's at.
It's as if reality in itself shifts, and now that is your bottom. As you guys see Dart begin to walk along the wall.
Oh, sick. That is sick.
Didn't know he could do that.
So I walked to the 7th, and then I got to jump.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll take that jump straight. So I'll jump forward.
Give me an athletics or acrobatics check, whatever one is better.
Hey, Rydell, remember that wizard that knows spider climb?
So that's a total of 18.
18, you look and you jump, and it's as if gravity shifts again, and you are on the next path, continuing on. And you see it is a straight arrow path.
We should follow the path he's showed us.
Yeah, I'll
And
back out.
I stay right there. So, hey, you guys might want to follow.
Let's,
We do. We back out off the path and follow behind.
So there
Where
was
Dart
no
had gone.
like Kurog wasn't like floating at a certain distance down. He was just gone.
You can't see him.
we'll have to have faith that perhaps we meet him at the end of these traps.
I'm just going to straight up abandon him.
I can hold the light over and look down.
Kurog! I'll shout down the pit.
Hello? Oh,
Kurog, you actually do hear them. They just sound
There we go.
very, very far away.
Kurog!
I shout back, I'm still falling.
I'm still falling.
Anybody got a rope?
we can try to drop a rope and see if he's down there.
Am I able to throw a rope up?
Not necessarily. Given the situation you kind of find yourself in, you could attempt to throw a rope up, but there's no guarantee as it would travel in that direction.
Right.
Dart. Yeah, and I hooked to Dart the 50 feet of rope that I have.
Am I able to maybe try to climb the wall of this pit, or is it too smooth?
You don't see a wall.
You're in a black void.
You are in a black void.
Okay, gotcha.
So we'll set.
Tie the ropes end to end and drop them
We're
down.
gonna tie the ropes together, and then
So
start lowering the
I
rope.
will
down.
help
I really don't want to see if the
hold
rope goes straight, or if, like, as it goes down, it starts doing any weird gravity stuff. I don't know.
When it goes down, you feel a sense of it pulling, as if another force of gravity is pulling on it.
Okay, I'll try to hang on. Oh,
It's not pulling you in the sense of like it's trying to pull you in. It's
Like a
pulling
drain,
you
like a
in the
drain.
sense of like you're hanging a
It's
piece
heavy.
of rope off the side of your house. Like
Yeah, it's the rope
gravity
that's
is
heavy.
naturally grabbing it.
oh, okay, gotcha. So I'll lower it. I'll lower it down.
Reach me?
You know
have
what?
At least how many feet of rope do we have?
How many feet of rope
I
do
have
you have?
well, you threw 50 to me,
Yep.
and I have 50 myself, so
Perfect.
that's 100.
100
Who
feet.
else has rope? Yeah.
I don't know
have any?
Nobody else has.
I don't
Alright.
have no.
Kurog,
I don't either.
Kurog, with 100 feet of rope that they tie together, they drop it down into the void. And after a few moments, you begin to see this piece of rope flicking around like it's moving around in this like wind tunnel almost. And you have to kind of try and grab at it.
Right. I'm going to try.
All right. Give me a athletics check to try and grab this very moving around rope.
There it is.
What's that?
23.
You all feel who's holding onto the rope on the other end, this tug as if a weight has suddenly grabbed onto it.
Start climbing up.
Let's
Oh,
hope
no,
that's
no, no.
Kurog.
Like my feet slide a little bit. Like,
I will pull. I
Pull,
am
Elias.
stronger than I am wise. I will pull.
As you continue to pull after a short period of time, Kurog, you see them standing from what you remember as basically the side of the building, like the side of the hallway. And as they pull you out, you feel that gravity sort of pull you, and now you have all of you standing on these handful of 1 foot by 1 foot blocks, right? Bear hugging the crap out of each other, trying to make it to where that somebody doesn't fall into this void again.
classiest.
We know
of
all
adventurers.
about that.
Right? And then
Flashbacks.
then you guys begin to slowly make it down and over, right? After a little bit longer, I need you all Dart, are you going to essentially map it out for them, given the fact that
Yes.
you have the highest probability of finding it?
Yes.
Okay, give me an investigation check, please.
Cuthbert guide you.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Okay, cool.
Hey.
So you are able to
thanks.
actually
At least it
navigate.
wasn't a natural one.
You are able to navigate the rest of this particular floor puzzle. It causes you to move along the floor, then along the wall. Similar gravity effects happen as well, and then back on the floor. And when you when you actually cross the threshold of the final step, right? Words kind of emblazon across the stone on the side next to you, and it simply reads, "The righteous path is not always as straight as we are led to believe."
Nice.
I like that. That was poetic.
As I that, I don't know.
I'll take a shortcut
The
any
rest
day.
can
Let's
see
go.
it, but I read it out loud as I see it.
So you guys now have it mapped out to be able to get across, and the rest of you, after slow movement, right, get across, right? Get across the floor and find yourself standing before the face of Cade. Cade is you see an elderly man's face before you, with a blindfold across his eyes and a mouth dropped open with a silvered jewel like a silver lined ruby in the center of it, right? And above it, it simply says, "Cade's gaze sees all."
Start.
Greetings, Cade.
I look
Pay
around,
you not to take this one.
Is this the only pathway? Like, is this the only thing going
You
on?
see it's got like a set of recessed stairs that go down underneath it. But you see this jewel sitting in this mouth looking at you as if this were the place of its eyes. Around you, you see scales that are emblazoned along the walls and what have you, as if it is measuring you.
Are the scales balanced?
They're more or less just iconography that's chiseled out of the walls.
Okay.
I take a
thought.
moment. I take a moment to go to Kurog and clap him on the back and say, "I'm glad you made it. Can I have my rope back?
Here. And, give them to their respective owners.
Okay.
Wise fool never leaves a man behind.
Do we head down the stairs?
Do you guys wish to do anything else in this particular area? Or do you wish to press on?
Rydell wants to get out of
Anything
here.
else?
We need to investigate a little bit more, make sure that there's no traps or nothing, because you'd be walking down into, look
Yeah.
what happened when we just tried to cross.
Anything
got more
to
mouth.
leave an offering or anything to
The-
manipulate?
The offering's right there.
Don't you touch it.
Can
I didn't see
can I
you
just
with the
investigate
coins earlier, but I
Sure.
think
Make an
you did.
investigation roll.
Gem.
Make an investigation
I just
roll.
want to. So I'm just looking at it. Like I'm really. Rydell's thinking along the lines of like it's looking at us. It has a gaze of some kind, and so maybe there's some magic that has to do like if we were to cover it or some. So he's just kind of like
Make a
thinking it
history
through.
check for me.
History. Mm-hmm. I can do that. 26.
You kind of like
nice.
thinking about it, studying it, it kind of that whole intrusive thought almost. You remember a memory of the sword presented before the gaze of Cade.
So yeah, Rydell will present the sword to the gem. Like he
Okay.
will draw it and then hold it so that it can see it.
All right, you present the sword out. You present justice to Cade. Cade sees justice, and at that you hear a series of clicks and a series of whirls, as if stone gears are churning. The gem comes back inside the mouth closes, right? The stairs raise, and a doorway behind pushes in and over.
I was very concerned about the message on the wall in regards to the path of the righteous not always being straightforward, because I don't believe in that at all. And and I thank you, Dart, for pointing out that we should investigate this face further. I was preoccupied.
In all of our travels, has anything ever been as it seems?
No.
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 All right. Do you guys continue to press forward?
Yeah,
It was that
All right.
bad stew in that
Check that
tavern.
door.
It was just a bad stew.
It was just a bad stew. It was just a bad stew. It was all just a bad stew, bad ale, skunky beer, whatever, right? You continue
Not much beyond that.
You continue
There
to
we go.
press forward, right? In this, again, long hallway leading you down. There are pictographs on either side of the walls, right? At first, the first thing you see is a woman as a knight holding aloft a demon's head. And in the next one, you see the knight kneeling before a hooded figure, her heart in her hands, offering it up. Power radiating from the scene. A little bit farther down, you see a knight leading a charge in battle with several soldiers following against the cloaked figure. A knight atop a pile of dead soldiers and demons. And then a knight praised by villagers in one scene, and in the next, the knight is shown as being sad and stands alone. You see the hooded figure standing above the sleeping knight. And then you see the knight found dead and buried in the tomb with her fellow soldiers. And it's as you come to that final point, right? You see something outside of this door, this double door. You see what amounts to a couple of small glass vials filled with a strange liquid. Only a couple of drops left, and that's all that remains. But you are at the precipice. You know that this is the final tomb, as the sigils around the door show you standing before the door, waiting for you to enter.
I look at everyone and say, shall we proceed?
Maybe we knock first?
What's with the vials?
Can we reach those? Give them a sniff?
Yeah.
Or are they further away?
No. They're right there. They're right there, just before the door, just before the doorway. They have the very faintest traces of a slightly glowing green liquid.
Are these like on pedestals, or are they just sort of like
Nope,
beside
on the ground.
door?
They're just on the ground.
Can I
Put my
do
finger in.
like an Arcana check to
Do you
sniff 'em
taste
like
it?
Elias said?
Dart? Do you put your finger in it and taste it?
Yes.
I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
Remember, Dart.
Yeah, I wasn't about to do the dumb a second time.
Yeah, it wasn't your turn. It's Dart's turn.
I rolled 18.
You rolled an 18. Okay.
Yep.
All right. You are poisoned. As you take that drop and taste it, your lips.
What kind of halfling are you? Sorry,
Oh, you're good.
because he might have advantage.
I'm a Lightfoot, half.
Never mind.
Your lips begin to turn black, and the veins underneath your skin, around your mouth, your tongue turns black as the poison begins to eke its way through your veins. You instantly become paler.
Lesser restoration?
You can cast Lesser Restoration on them and remove the status effect of poisoned. So you are now no longer poisoned at the expense of...
Cuthbert, cleanse this body.
Nice.
All right. You are no longer poisoned, Dart, but you are, again, at the door.
This reminds me,
Drink.
That wasn't good.
did one of our party members have damage taken, or would that heal up in the short rest?
I'm damaged.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my potions with greater healing.
Oh, I got one. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
Keep it for you.
Yeah.
Don't
should probably
still
top
look
that.
like black
wasn't
and lipped
good.
and pale,
Yeah. Yeah.
or is he like healed up?
No, he basically, the Lesser Restoration removed the poison, right? But
Yes.
he no longer has the poison effect on him. However, his lips are still stained and his veins are still black.
Right.
Yes.
All pale, and you look like it's a good
I
look for
can
you.
pass
It's a good
for
look you.
death. Yes.
All right, let's head forward then.
But don't do that. That was yucky.
We get in formation and
like dust on,
range.
All right.
like any dust on the floor or anything
the
like
door.
that. Okay.
Who's going in first?
Farag is going first.
All
Check
right.
the doors.
I don't think he cares.
I'll
All right.
follow right behind.
As the doors swing open,
Oh, sick.
But at least they're not trapped.
Krog pushes in, and you are met with this scene of this tomb, emptied, quiet. You see scattered about several piles of bones, several armor, weaponry, things along those lines, just scattered about, just hanging out, right? You also see some more fresher dead. Some that you're assuming must be some of the villagers who were still pulled down into this room. and you see the sarcophagi at the far end. And that sarcophagi, its lid is slightly adjacent.
Oh, look at that.
So Krog is going to make his way towards the sarcophagi using the blade of his axe to smooth any bones or bodies out of his path.
Okay. All right. So you begin to move forward to here. Where does everybody else wish to go?
I am going to make sure that we can keep the doors open.
Okay.
I got the spikes and stuff that in my backpack that I can put into like the door jam so the doors can't close.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll probably follow right behind Kurag while.
All right. So you are
I'm going to motion to Rask. I'm going to point to the
Forgive
right.
us, gentle dad.
there.
Yep. I'm gonna sneak around the outside of the pillars,
Okay.
blend into the shadows, and sneak up forward.
All right.
To the right where Rydell pointed.
So right here,
And then
over here. That look good?
that's fine. And then Rydell will go the opposite
All right.
side.
Boom. You have a battle cam on stream.
I know. I didn't see you move.
Oh, you're right here.
Refresh.
Yep, that's you. All dark and spooky.
You're on the north side, the top side there.
Shit.
Here is where you are.
There we go.
All right.
That's what I want. Yeah.
All right.
That was my intention.
So you begin to press forward, and after a very solemn, almost silence to where you can hear a pin drop, the sarcophagus begins to move to the side. And out comes this half-dead, half-alive skeletal form with the majority of its body still intact, armored to the teeth, and with a broken sword. She looks to you and says, "You have brought me justice." And she extends her hand, and Rydell, you literally feel justice start to pull from you.
Rydell's going to touch the pommel and basically kind of speak to the sword and say, you are beholden to Jocelyn. You wish to honor Jocelyn, and you know the way to honor her is not to assist her in her corruption.
She calls to me.
Help us make this right.
I will not strike her.
But just don't go to her. I'm just trying to help it.
You see,
Resist.
it's trying to resist, and she drops her hand, and she goes, "It seems justice has chosen another. No matter." And you see her pull a rusted blade out, right? Battered, broken, as she looks at you with these intent, piercing eyes. "I think it is time we even the odds." And she swoops with her sword out, and a black flame ignites along the blade, and you see skeletons start to form and start to stand as the dead rise, and we roll initiative.
Question. Does she have eyeballs, or is she just a skull?
No, she has eyes. She very much looks like a very pallid version of herself. Though you do see, one thing that you do notice is that in the center of her armor, right, there is a hole.
Missing her heart. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Wait, it's not a puzzle. It's not like a coin slot, right? We're not supposed to put the coins in
Is there a heart somewhere in this room in a canoptic jar?
So, roll that initiative, friends.
Let me know when you're ready for the numbers.
All right, go ahead.
Rydell got a 14.
Rydell got a 14. All right.
Dart's got a 6.
Dart has a 6. Outstanding. All right. Elias, what'd you get?
Elias, 19.
19. Solid numbers. All right. Kurog.
Jared got a 7.
7. All right. And Rascallion.
17.
17. Outstanding. All right. All right. So here we go. Let's get this set up. So we are going to have up at the very top, Jocelyn.
Paladin without.
Jocelyn
Oh, no.
will go first, followed by Rascallion.
Hey.
All right. Correction. No, Elias was at a 19. I
Elias has
apologize.
a 19.
Yeah, Elias will go next. Elias is at a 19. Elias. Then Rascallion.
Okay.
All right. Coming in at a 14 will be Rydell. All right. And then we have Skelly. All right. And then we have Kurog. And then we have the 3 remaining skeletons. All right, so starting off.
And then me.
What's that? And then
That's it,
you
and
at
then
the
me.
very last. Yes, you bringing up the rear with that sweet.
That's okay.
Sweet.
Well, I rolled a natural 1, so.
I was wondering about that. Like, how did you get it?
I was just like, okay, he got not a great number. Sounds good. I mean, happens. And then Dart. All right, so Jocelyn steps forward to you all, and she goes, "You enter my chambers, unrequested, but you will feed my armies nonetheless." And she looks and immediately just points her sword out. And the flame shoots from her sword directly towards our fine Fen Kurog here. I need you to make a dex save, please.
All right. I got 8. But do I get the? It's that I'm on. Okay, yeah, I do. So let me second time. I got 8.
You got 8?
Twice.
Twice. 8 twice. Okay, all right. So,
It is meant to be.
all right. All right, cool. So you are going to take 12 points of fire damage as the black flame shoots out and licks across your skin, searing and burning your flesh. And then she turns and she looks at Elias. A man of the faith. Let's test it. I need you to do me a favor, and I need you to make a wisdom save, please.
Wisdom save. I'm a strong man. That's an 11.
An 11. You try to steel yourself against her gaze as she looks at you, and she says, "A penitent man will stand fast." And you feel the effects of paralyze begin to take over your body. Elias, technically it is now your turn.
My turn.
And at the end of your turn, you can attempt to make the save again in order to shake the effect of paralyze.
Is this hold person?
No, it is quite literally called Vengeful Glare.
Nice. Okay, I know the one.
Am I totally incapacitated except for this save?
Correct. You are paralyzed.
All right, and this is wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 9 total.
That is a 9. You are
total.
still under the effect of paralyze, unfortunately. Rascallion, it is now your turn. Rydell, you're next.
Roger.
Seeing him go, seeing him freeze, I'm going to, as part of my movement action, I'm going to pull out my Rod of the Pact Keeper and run up, casting Blur on myself.
Okay.
And I do so like raising the bar up in front of me as though like a flourish of a cloak.
All right.
And I fade translucent, and I take up position in front of Elias to protect him.
Okay.
Sword in a blocking position.
All right, so you move up to roughly here, next to Kurog and in front of Elias.
You got it.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right, next, Rydell, you are, what are you doing?
Rydell is going to move up to be right next to Rask.
To Rask?
Right to his side there.
Okay.
There's like a little rock.
It's it's rocks.
Right there. Right there's fine.
Okay.
So I'm going to move up to there, and I'm also going to be casting.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that as well. Sounds like a vague spell.
A vague spell.
Yeah.
It's a wind spell.
I'm gonna go ahead and let me see. I'm gonna cast Fireball, and I'm gonna target the back side of the crypt so that I blow up her and all the little cronies right next to her.
Which spell are you using again?
Fireball.
Okay. You don't want to know how big the room is first, or no?
I can see how big the room is.
Okay, just checking. I mean,
We're good.
he just cast Fireball.
No, I can see, like, if I target the wall directly behind the second to the highest skeleton, I should be able to hit
target
all three
here?
of those and her.
You gonna target here? Or correct, this guy right here?
The wall.
Oh,
And
the wall
should
itself?
Still hit them all.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it should. It's far away from us, but still hitting all of them.
All right. Cool beans.
So I'll rush up next to Rask,
Okay.
and as Rydell is running, and it's just like an extremely, not mechanical, but like a beautiful flow of like a combat form, where he's specifically practiced like the assaulting fireball, in preparation for the next tactical movement. So he chucks a fireball, and it's going to do.
Do I have a save? I think I have a save on this one, right? Or no?
Yes, dexterity saving throw of 15.
15. All right, cool. All right, for the sake of brevity, the skeletons are all going to have 1 die, and then she'll have 1 die because you're probably just going to toast them anyway. Yeah, the skeletons definitely fucking failed. Yeah, the skeletons. All right, we'll get to how much damage did you do?
37 if they do not fail. That is a big roll.
If they do not fail, they take 37?
Correct.
No.
What happens if they fail?
Sorry. I'm just excited. That was a lot of numbers.
That was a big fireball.
Yeah, no, that's toast,
37 or
toast.
Boom.
All right, it is 37 at halved is. All right, so Skelly. All right,
18.
18 is halved. All right, 18.
Yeah.
All right. You hear her like the flames envelop her, and she just beats them off almost as the fireball kind of somewhat extinguishes a little bit as the spell wears off after your turn, and she just looks around and she just says, "My soldiers." It is now Kurog's turn because all the skellies are dead. -1.
All right. So, Kurog's first thing he's going to do is going to take his bonus action to use one of his potions.
Uh-huh.
So that'll heal him very minimal damage, but 9
Okay.
damage. So let me just fix that up. He's going to raid,
Okay.
and he's going to attack. He's going to charge at Jocelyn.
Boom. All right. Charge away.
So,
All done. Knocked over.
that is the 20
She lives.
to hit.
What did you say you rolled to hit? Sorry.
26.
26 will hit, yes.
All right. And deals 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage and you're raging.
Hold up. Yeah, for the rage roll.
Okay. All right.
2.
All right.
9 damage.
Okay. All right. So I have a total. You've done 7 damage and then
remembering how 5
you did 7 damage with your first attack and second.
No, I think total is
Total
my
was
second attack. Also 26 to hit. Dealing another 11 damage.
okay. All right. Alrighty. Okay. Do you have any other actions remaining?
That's all of my turn.
All right, cool beans. All right, next, our one lone remaining Scally. He's brave. He comes running up to stab at Kurog, who is right there, coming to aid his commander. All right, does an 18 hit you, Kurog?
Yes.
Alrighty. And he is going to do a whole 4 points of piercing damage with his spear as he stabs into you.
Is that before or after it gets halved from raging, or is that not the base ability?
No, it's going to be 4 point. It's going to be 4 points of damage, so halved will be 2.
Okay.
All right, and last but certainly not least, we have Dart. Oh, by the way, if we do stream MVP and Ellis doesn't get it for holding this paralyzed face this entire time, I am going to be so disappointed.
All right, I'm gonna shoot her with the crossbow.
Okay, all right, go ahead and make an attack.
Get her, Dart.
I think that's his internet. No, I can tell that is not his internet.
No, it's not as if so it's 19 plus 9. So
19 plus 9 is 28. Yes, and the 28 will hit.
4. 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. All right. Do you have anything else you want to do?
Yes, I want to, after doing that, move behind the pillar closest to me and
Disappear.
so I'm not out in the wide open.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. All right, you are hiding back there. Okay, all right, so at the top of the turn, Jocelyn turns and looks after taking that punishing hit from Kurog, looks him dead in the face, and you see her jaw begin to reset and the flesh slowly start to mend itself back together as she swings with her sword for a natural 20 on the die.
No.
I saw it. I saw the like perfect confidence. Like, here it comes.
It's all fun games.
All right, so that is going to be...
I mean, if it was anybody, this is the guy to hit with.
True. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. All right, that is going to be 21 points of damage that you will take.
Total or halved?
That is going to be total.
Ooh, nice.
He's not using crit tables.
No, I don't use crit. I don't use crit tables. Yeah, not for this. I'm not using crit tables.
So 11 total, right?
No, 21.
Okay.
21 points of damage.
Right. I'm hurt.
I need you to make a wisdom save as she stares you down in the face.
Right, wisdom save. Here we go. I got 1 total. No, sorry, 3 total.
You begin your joints, you feel your joints stiffen, and your skin begins to harden as you feel the effects of paralyze start to take over. Elias, it is pass that wisdom save.
Oh, okay.
Please.
18.
Your skin begins to loosen up. You begin to feel your faculties once again as the paralyze effect is now worn off of you. However, upon this, you see your fellow brother in arms before you have the paralyzing effect start to take effect on him.
But that was the end of my turn.
That was the end of your turn. It is now Rascallion's turn.
Excellent. I'm going to step up. Let's see. I'm going to step up right behind the skeleton beside her and chop chop.
All right, clickety clackety, make an attackety.
Right. And as I go, I'll hook the rod of the pack keeper on my belt and take two-handed swipe at her.
All right, sounds good.
That would be longsword. First, before I roll, I'm not even looking. I'm going to hex her because I have the hex ability.
Okay. Is the hex a bonus action or is it just a...
It is a bonus action.
Okay.
So that is my bonus action.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to, so that means I get a 19 or I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this because I wanted to, I clicked it. I didn't look, I just said I want to do this thing. So I'll go ahead and re-roll, which sucks because it was a 19. Mm-hmm. So now I have a 19 and 20 to hit.
Yep.
To crit, right?
To crit, yeah.
Correct. Correct. And then I do, what? Let me, one sec. There's another feature to it. Hexblade's Curse. Once per short rest, the bonus action, you can choose a creature within 30 feet for 1 minute.
10 rounds.
First target, I get +3 to bonus. Oh, damage. +3 damage. Okay. Mm-hmm. I thought it was like to hit. Damn. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make that attack. That is an 18.
Ooh.
Missed it by 1.
What's your total?
Do I hit? 18 is the
18
total.
is your 18 your total. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
18 does not hit.
Is The skeleton, or are you attacking her?
I thought. Oh, you attacking her or the skeleton?
Her.
You can't reach her from where your token is.
I said I moved up.
Behind the skeleton.
Behind the skeleton.
Behind the skeleton, between her and it, is what I said.
Behind the skeleton, between. Oh, so you're here.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
have to wait for this. I have to wait to catch up with the stream.
Yeah, you're there.
Maybe. Yes, that's where I am.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right.
a stickler
That was my
for the-
bad. That was my bad. I put it in the wrong place.
No worries. The delay is real.
The delay is
and
real. Yes.
So he did miss.
He did miss.
That is okay. And that is the end of my turn.
All right. Okay. So at this point in time, all right. Next up, we would have the Rydell go. However, a layer action begins to take hold as the skeletal remains around the room begin to shift and to shudder. And 3 more rise from the corpses around the room. Rydell, it is your turn.
Well, that makes. Oh, okay. So Rydell is going to cast Spirit Shroud.
All right.
So he holds his hand to his chest, speaks words of magic, and basically like duplicate images of himself appear, but they are like the spirits of his ancestors mimicking his movements.
Okay.
And then he's going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to move right up next to Rask and try to target her as well.
The backside of this particular skeleton?
Yeah, if I can. Can I reach her from there?
She is 10 from you, she's technically just over 5 feet away.
Okay, so I can't melee attack her.
No.
Okay, so instead, if I could just be behind that skeleton that's right there.
Do you want to be here, or would you like to be here?
On the side towards Elias. Right there. Perfect.
Okay, all right.
So, as a bonus action, I cast Spirit Shroud, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to cast Booming Blade.
All right.
Which is a cantrip on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing my sword.
Nice.
This is attacking the skeleton, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Or excuse me, not Booming Blade, but Green Flame Blade.
Ooh, Green Flame!
Woohoo! So, and I'm specifically not using the Holy Sword.
All right. Again, confirming this is against the skeleton, not against her.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm just using a regular longsword here.
All right.
AC 21.
That will most definitely hit that skeleton.
So when I hit it, it's going to do standard weapon damage, green flame blade damage, and plus 1d8 from Spirit Shroud.
All right.
So a whole bunch of d8s.
Let's go. Roll it.
Okay. Okay, so it's an 8 for the weapon damage.
We got an 8 for the weapon damage. Okay.
Then we've got the actual green flame blade damage, which is going to be 1.
Okay.
And then we have another d8.
All right.
Spirit Shroud, don't suck, please. For 8. And this is, it's radiant damage, by the way.
Okay. All right.
Spirit Shroud's doing radiant.
So with that total, you completely obliterate that skeleton that was essentially standing in your way.
As I hit it, the green flame bounces to another target, which is her.
Yes.
So she will take a d8 from the green flame blade and take a d8 from Spirit Shroud.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Because it's a sick-ass combo. But I really hope she doesn't punch me for it, because that'd be real bad. So 13.
Ooh, nice.
It's 8 fire and 5 radiant if
if it matters.
It does. As the radiant damage flickers across her, she immediately recoils and lets out a blood-curdling scream, as if the very presence of that type of energy causes her immense pain.
Then, okay, so 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna step back 10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna step back.
Straight back.
There you go.
Towards Elias.
Yep.
And... All right, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Next is Kurag.
Great.
And who's up after?
After Kurag, it'll be Dart, and then the summoned Skellies will go last. Kurag, you need to make a Wisdom save.
Right, wisdom save.
Come on.
What did you get?
12.
12. Unfortunately, you are still under the effect of Paralyze with a 12 on the Wisdom save. Dart, you are up next.
All right. Shooting at her again.
Okay. You will need to kind of come out of cover to take that shot, just as an FYI.
I'll take the 5 to my right, so towards.
Okay.
And that was a natural 20.
All right, so this is the first player crit. This is the first player crit that we have. In this case, what you will do is you will take your die, you will max the damage, you will you will multiply it by 2, so max damage times 2, right? And then you will add any modifiers.
Wow.
So I roll the die.
Crit's a crit.
Times up by 2.
No. Your max damage of that die. So your crossbow bolt does what? 4 damage, 6 damage as a one.
Does a D8?
A D8. So you're going to take a D8. So your D8. So you're going to do 8 times 2 for 16, plus whatever modifier you have on that weapon.
Plus 6.
Plus
He's
6.
even more generous than I am.
So that would be, let's see, 16 plus 6. So that's 24 points.
24.
24 points of damage.
Pow.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right. Do you have any other? And do you have a bonus action or anything else that you wish to try and do?
No, because the bonus action I got to be close. So I will take the 5-foot step back behind that pillar, so
Okay.
I'm not in a straight line of shot again.
All right. So
Did you sneak attack?
No,
Because you would
the
have got
sneak attack. Yeah, but the sneak attack I got to be up. I got to be up close.
No, you're.
a
Yeah, you
friend
should have
needs to
won
be
the last
threatening.
one too.
What's
Yeah, you've hit her twice. You should have done sneak attack twice.
You could deal an extra 3. Oh, with the
Anytime-
ranged weapon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the ranged weapon part, so yeah, I would do the sneak attack then,
okay.
which is a 3d6
That's also
damage.
crit.
Crit. So the
So
crit. The
that's-
crit damage. The crit damage that I do only applies to the weapon itself.
Okay. Okay.
So the sneak attack
So
damage would still need to be
3d6.
rolled.
Fair enough.
So that's 9 points.
Okay, we'll give you an additional 9. All right, so that cranks that up to, let's see, 33. All right, cool. All right, anything else for this turn?
Nope, that would be it.
All right,
Other
cool.
than that movement.
All right. So at this time, the Skellies will go to be able to round out this particular turn. At this token, the Skellies that have risen turn and look with gold coins in their eyes, and they begin to move and shamble towards Dart, as if completely ignoring the other players and the other characters. They move along back to the top.
He's got this.
Back to the top of the round. Jocelyn pulls back her sword, seeing that a new threat is now in her reach. she turns. You're of the same place I am, aren't you? This should be interesting. As she swings at Rascallion.
Disadvantage.
All right. At disadvantage, does a 17 hit?
No,
All right.
sir. 19.
Cool. I need you to make a wisdom save, please.
That might not go well.
That's problematic.
All right. Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
19.
19. Yes. Her stare pierces
I got
your
a 17.
pierces your eyes, and almost as if it pierces your soul. But you manage to hold your own against her stare, and you fend off her vengeful gaze.
You got it.
Elias, it is your turn.
I smile back at her.
I heft my mace that can do a lot of radiant damage. And I look over, and we still have one paralyzed member of our crew, don't we?
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll, let's see. Is there a small distance between us?
You can make it to within melee range with your movement.
I'll clap. It's Kurog, right?
Yep.
Clap Kurog on the shoulder and lesser restoration again.
All right. The effects of Paralyze are no longer affecting you, Kurog. You regain your senses, your faculties, and the movement within your limbs and body. Elias, is there anything else you wish to do?
I don't have a bonus action cantrip. I don't get a bonus attack unless I attacked. Short of that, I'm just gonna have to wait until.
You do recognize that Kurog is very wounded.
Bonus action under your rules, I will smash and pass him a potion.
You're gonna smash a potion on him?
Smash a potion on him.
All right, cool. All right, so Kurog, you can heal for what kind of potion is it that you are smashing?
This one's a regular.
All right, so you get to heal 1d4 hit points, or 1d4 plus 4, or 2d4 plus 4 hit points.
2d4 plus 4.
2d4
roll
plus
that
4?
if you want. 2d4.
2 dose.
Right. 9.
All right. Rascallion, you are now, it is now your turn with Rydell on deck.
Excellent. All right. Considering that seemed to work out pretty well for me, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to step a little bit farther around the back of her. Let's see. Is there enough space there? There's not enough space there. I'm not going to worry about that.
What, to get to here? No, not really.
Would it be possible for me to enter, even if it knocks him prone, would it be possible for me to insinuate myself between her and Kurog?
You could, but yes, it would cause Kurog to get knocked prone. Like
that's fine. I'm gonna gift to the queen.
Okay.
And teleport from where I am.
Okay.
Into between the two of them, knocking him back away.
All right. He's going to be knocked prone.
And
right.
gaining the resistance to damage, keeping him essentially blocking him from her.
Okay.
So she can't finish him off.
Okay.
And then I'm going to roll my attack.
All right. Go ahead.
Again, a two-handed swing with my longsword. Oh, baby! What is that? A natural 13. So it's 21 total.
Natural 13. All right. It's natural 13.
I was looking at the numbers, going, "I crit." It's like, no, I didn't.
All right. So, what did you say you got? A 21.
21 total.
A 21 just hits.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. And so we got a D10 plus 4 plus 3. So a D10 plus 7. That's Ranger numbers. Okay, I'm excited. Okay. D10.
He's excited, folks. He's excited.
15 damage.
All right, 15 damage as you double swing this staff down at her. It connects, and you see it actually dent in her armor in a space.
Fantastic.
Do you
So
have
the reality, Terran reality happens, and then it appears above the space between her and Kurog. I instantly blip there and bring the sword down on her head, knocking Kurog out of the way. Kurog, not Kureg.
Keurig.
Kurog out of the way as I do so.
One serving at a time.
Fascinated warrior.
So you're saying he's one serving at a time. I get it. All right.
Right.
All right. So Rydell.
K-Cup. It's official now. K-Cup.
K-Cup. Yeah. he's the K-Cup. All right. Rydell, it is your turn.
Okay, so having seen that Rascallion has executed our formal tactic number 45, Rydell steps into motion for the follow-up.
Okay.
Which is, I'm going to stand over... can I stand over the top of Kurog and still cast a spell?
Not really. He's a big boy.
So I'm gonna walk... trying to think of which square it is. So towards the bottom side of the camera of whoever's in the red cloak right there. Is that Elias?
Yeah, you can go here.
Just south of Elias, I want to be within 10 feet of her.
Okay.
And as he goes, again, he puts his hand to his chest and he pulls out 3 balls of fire, and I'm going to catch Scorching Ray on her.
Okay.
And I want to hit her with all 3 throws.
Oh, okay.
And so the first throw...
Is that
AC
you're an
20.
attack or I make a save?
It is a ranged attack.
Okay, all right.
So AC 20.
Okay.
I need a 21, or...
You need a 21.
Fuck. Okay, this one. Nat 20. Is anybody in D&D Beyond that can see this?
Nat 20. Sounds good.
My rolls?
All right.
I'm in it, but I can't see it.
I've rolled so high, I'm absolutely paranoid now. Okay, so 1 hit, 1 crit,
Nice.
and then here's the last one. AC 21. So a crit and a hit.
Okay.
So normal damage is 2d8. How do I do crits?
Okay, so it's 2d8. So your crit is going to be 16 times 2 plus whatever modifiers you may have for it.
Wait, it's 2d8. Your weapon does 2d8, or your weapon?
The spell is 3 attacks that each do 2d8. But I have Spirit Shroud, so they all also get another. So it's 3 attacks that get 3d8, but only hit with 2. So the crit is the weapon damage of 16 times 2. And then do I roll any other dice besides my 1d8 for Spirit?
Nope, just the 1d8 for the Spirit Shroud, and you add that.
So the Spirit Shroud is radiant.
Yep.
So it's 32 plus 4 points of radiant.
Okay.
Ooh,
And that was the first shot.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Now the second
shot-
hit that wasn't a crit, right, is your
Right.
normal damage roll.
Correct.
Yep.
And that is going to be... Hang on. Oh, that was Firebolt. Let me re-roll it. And it's D6, it's not D8. So that actually matters. It's not 32, I apologize. It's 24. That's a big difference.
Okay, yep, 24. Got it. Easily fixable. 24. All right.
So the normal damage is 9 plus 8 radiant.
So a total of 17 with 8 of it being radiant.
Correct.
All right.
And so he sidles up, throws these bolts of fire,
Nice.
and then he gets the hell away again. So he's going to kind of back up.
Rydell. What does it look like when you defeat Lady Justina?
So I want to go back in time a little bit. So at the point where Rascallion teleports and reappears and is bringing his sword down. That is when Rydell, as he's walking up and he's casting his scorching rays, he actually throws them so that they twist around to her back. And so as she's looking up at Rascallion's blade coming down, they just punch 2 holes in her chest from the back.
Outstanding. All right. So, as you fell, this great heroine that was resurrected and causing untold amounts of hell upon this village of Gladestone. Her skeletons, her minions, fall silent and fall to the ground as well. And an eerie silence falls over the entirety of the tomb. And a spirit comes from the body, hovering, and looks at you, Rydell, and extends its hand. And again, you feel that tug on justice.
I hand the sword over.
Its
I kneel. I mean, I like present it.
Its hand goes over the blade and grips it as you feel justice pulled from your hand, and you feel that attunement between you and justice begin to sever and break, and you see this physical sword enter the body of this metaphysical creature as Jocelyn looks down at you, and you see the cavity that was her heart begin to close in around it. And the room is filled with beaming light. And then she is gone. And you hear the faint click-clack of vials hitting the ground. Empty. With that same strange orange, green liquid. Just drops of it at the bottom.
Kurog is going to stand up slowly and looking at the room, he then goes to the sarcophagus and tilts the lid closed.
You see her corpse form there, and then you look back and you see that the armor is empty, but her body is now back inside the sarcophagus, and it is and as you close, you feel as though if the room could sigh a degree of relief, it does. You see stone plaques along the walls that you could notice initially at first, moving to the side, and you see these armored skeletons begin to crawl back into their graves, and the plaques closing. The tomb once again becoming whole, becoming cleansed, becoming pure. And the rage of the undead, for this time, is put to rest. You find yourselves... So sorry, go ahead.
I was thinking... Rydell kind of bends forward and like tightens the laces on his boots and like sits up and like... and pulls his cloak back around himself.
You find yourselves making your way back through the dungeon, through this tomb. The tomb of Lady Jocelyn. Set to right. You make your way back through the traps and come out to the graveyard. And you're met with the night air and the cool breeze. And there, at the end, with the lantern held up, you see a cloaked, hunched figure. Ah, I see you've made it out. You completed the task. This is wonderful. The people in the village will be relieved. Very well. I see a new age of hero has emerged. One that can defeat the old, and it's wonderful to see. And he hobbles over, and you see him pulling out his keys, right? And he sloughs his cloak to the side, pulls out his keys, and begins to turn, right? I need you all to make a perception check.
I got 20.
10.
11.
11.
Oh, no, wait. 14. 14.
14.
I got a 14 also.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Ooh, 12.
I was too busy telling Rydell how good a shot it was.
All right. What did you get, Kurog?
23.
Kurog, you notice several vials sitting on Viteus's belt with a strange green liquid inside it. Yes, new heroes of a new age. Very useful. Perhaps we shall keep you around.
Urog is going to throw one of his hand axes at Viteus.
As you throw the hand axe, it goes end over end and hits a magical barrier, and you just hear him. I've taken my precautions. You will serve me in the end. Do not worry. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will end Tomb of the Lost, with our heroes striding amongst the grave, where one evil finds his new tools.
Wonderful ending.
Yeah, nice.
I want to thank everybody who hung out with us tonight. Don't forget to hit the hashtag BlueBoxRPG for our giveaway of To Find a King. It is module C3 for characters levels 4 through 7.
And it's more than one adventure, too. It's
is.
a series of 4.
It is.
It's a whole
Okay.
story arc.
Very well. It is a whole story arc, To Find a King. I want to thank everybody who hung out with us tonight, who stuck with us through and through my cool little one shot. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Let's as we're going around here. I want to say again, thank you to my entire cast and my group here. It has been an absolute treat playing with all of you. I hope that you had a great time. And to all our mad chatters, everybody who gifted a sub, picked up a brand new sub, all of our new followers, welcome on into Blue Box. I am not your normal host. While I may look and appear like a younger, more jovial version of John with a beard,
More beardy, yeah.
far more beardy. I am not him. He has graciously allowed us to use his studio for tonight as the first of a series of one-shots, and I'm sure he is probably tiptoeing his way down here in some way, shape, or form. But that being said, let's go around and we will say again who our cast is, where else you can find them, and oh my goodness, Bean with another stack of gifted subs. Thank you so much for that. We absolutely love it here at Blue Box. It is great to see that happen. It just makes me smile. I hope you all had a wonderful evening. Going around the horn one more time. We'll go in reverse order, starting with John Rydell. Where can we find you? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm John Demon Gun. You can find us mostly at the VTT Journey Patreon, which gets spammed in the chat like all the time. I think there's a command for it. We produce lots of D&D content and Tailspire stuff, and we help out with the Blue Box RPG stream. I say we because Chaim actually does most of the design work anymore, and you should get all of the credit. I just do the business admin junk anymore. But yeah, go there, check us out, and yeah, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this community. Every time I am on, I'm just amazed at how supportive and involved everybody is. It's awesome.
It is truly great. Next, Helmdeer. No, I'm gonna
Dear, it's official.
Helmdeer.
I'm High Dollar. I'm with John. Yep. We have VTT Journey. I do Tailspire builds and modules and things like that, centering around that particular VTT. And John's being too modest. The guy works his butt off. But yeah, this is an absolute blast. I love coming on with you guys, and I can't wait for next time.
It's gonna be awesome. Next, Twilight. I hope your camera's not frozen because it kind of looks like it is. Where can we find you, and what other things are you doing here in the future? I'm gonna go with this stuff might be frozen.
Oh no! You may need to reload.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All right. If he swings back, I know you can find Twilight Insanity definitely in the Blue Box RPG Discord, where he posts a lot, talks a lot of D&D, very much, and always has insightful words for those looking at other systems, especially in some of the older systems and whatnot. So if you want to talk to him, and we lost him. And we lost him.
Cameras are nuts. Cameras are nuts now.
Cameras are nuts. Let's see. Nope. We're just gonna. It's not gonna do anything for it. Jake, where can we find you? Technical difficulties, friends. Please bear with us.
You can find me every single day at the Old School FRP Tumblr, where I posted every day for 11 years plus, and almost never on Twitter, and definitely not on Facebook.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough. Whatever works. And last but certainly not least, Big Paw, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at BP Gaming RPG. I stream Tuesday nights and Saturday nights. Saturday nights is a homebrew. Tuesday nights is Greyhawk. You can find me on Twitter at Biggie_Paw.
Outstanding. Yes, go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage and find us a winner there, Amanda, if you can. I am Kurt, also known as Covenant the Horrible Alchemist, or also known as Covenant the Doom Guide of Kalimvor. I am here once in a while. You can find me in the Blue Box RPG Discord. You can find me on Twitch on various channels doing various things. The next
no, wait, pause. No, you can't just say various. Where are you, dude?
Oh,
you're like ultra charismatic.
You
Where can I find more of you?
You can find me over next Monday. You can find me over on Emporium for the Wayward Gamer, where we are doing the finale of my Blade Runner Dreams of the Future game.
Okay, hang on. Emporium of the what? Of the
Emporium of the Wayward Gamer. It's just, if you go looking on Twitch, it's Emporium Wayward Gamer. You can also find that as well on YouTube if you want to catch any of the back projects that I've done. I've done
Blade Runner game? Okay.
Yeah, I've done Star Wars on there. I've done Star Wars RPG on there. Luck of the Draw, as well as some older modules and stuff like that. And you can find me on my own Twitch channel once in a while, where I will stream video games, which is just Covenant, Kuvenet. You can find me everywhere, pretty much I pretty much just post on Twitter for the most part, and it's my first name it's my first name last name. Just literally, if you find me, you know what you can do? You can find me in the Blue Box RPG Discord, right? Mm-hmm. And if you right click on my name and my profile, all my stuff's linked on there, and you can find me through there real fast. All right, so do we have a winner? Who's our winner? Tracy is our winner. Yay, Tracy! We will be getting this out to you as soon as, I don't know how John handles the mail, but congratulations to you. I hope you enjoy it. Once again, thank you, Mad Chatters. Thank you, everybody who showed up. Thank you, everybody who stuck with us. Again, thank you, my wonderful cast. With that, I don't think we're rating anybody. I think John said not to worry about it. So with that, friends, tune in tomorrow. Make sure you're here tomorrow for the build your own terrain with Dollar Store DM. Get all your supplies, get all your stuff. And you know what? I didn't do the thing, and I've got to do it because I forgot to do it. If you are watching tonight's show and you have not followed us, then please give us a follow. If you are following and you have not subbed, go ahead, give us a sub. Amazon Prime is free. And we can, all that stuff goes into just making this channel better. And if you have a sub and you have let it lapse, right? We just have one question for you. What are you doing? Give us a follow, give us a sub, stick around, turn your notifications on. You always want to catch all this great quality content that comes out of Blue Box RPG. This is one of the greatest places I have found so far. But with that, friends, congratulations again, Tracy. Thank you again, everybody, for all the subs, follows, and everything like that. And we will catch you all here next time, friends. Roll with advantage, friends.
Bye.
Bye-bye.